gentlemen, the winner of this contest.
I look and see it's not just me.
Jeff, why do you insist on doing this dumb internet shit on TV?
I look and see it's not just me.
This place is a fucking joke, man. You're a clown. I quit.
So many of us have stood where I stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. So many of us have stood where I stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. They call us problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild.
No. It doesn't make logical sense. But it makes
yes, of course.
But it makes wrestling booking sense. Of course, this makes no sense. Of course, okay, it makes no sense. However, in pro wrestling booking, which often makes no sense, you would do that. It's about making money. It's not about anything else. Wrestling's always been about making money first and foremost. That's it.
Yes, I look and see it's not just me.
Last weekend was the greatest weekend in AEW history. This is the greatest week.
I look and see it's not just me.
My security, my safety, my life was in danger at a wrestling show.
So many of us have stood where I stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. So many of us have stood where I stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. They call us problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild. They call us problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild. Living wild. Yeah.
If you're familiar with how we do things often here on these Wednesdays, it's a lot like one of my favorite movies, Time Cop.
What? Fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah!
Yeah!
Come Tuesday, I love that idea. You might have saw it coming tonight, but come Tuesday,
I'm gonna come on you like nobody's ever come on you before.
Brutus, this is incredible. What a package.
I'm gonna eat his ass.
I'm coming. I'm just gonna come as hard as I can.
Look at it backside! Look at the size of that ass!
I am sick and tired of playing around with kids.
I mean, for God's sakes, I came.
I don't come.
What exactly is a female dog? It's called a bitch, is the term.
I'm Ricky Morton. I'm from the old school. And when it comes to getting down, they say I'm the best in town.
Biscuits and gravy! Dick! Balls! Pussy! Ass!
Booker, I want to have sex with your wife. It's sexual, baby. Perverted sex. Bestiality sex. It was so bad that my balls were black. And my dick.
Yo, homeboy, welcome to the hood, brother.
Please, Macho Man, wrestling is not an extreme sport.
Not extreme? I'll show you extreme. I've got your lift ticket. Rope toe. Avalanche.
Slim Jim, beefy, spicy. Need a little extreme excitement?
See it.
Snap into a Slim Jim.
To me, at least, that Tony views me at least as one of the top guys here.
You sure you're okay?
No, I'm 100% fine. I'm ready to rock and roll.
Let's go, dude.
Thank you. I
Awesome,
appreciate
man.
that.
I'm glad you're okay. Thank you. Thanks, dude. Thanks for doing that match.
No, hell yeah. Thanks, Tony.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Have a great night.
You too.
Every booking is golden, you see. Perfect cards crafted for you and me. Yeah, the best guys, Tony Khan, it's true. Triple cup, best damn booker in the land. 3 red cups stacked up, always in command. Triple cup, living legend of the fight. Just a call away from making it right. Never see him back hard, no way. Got the whole roster locked in for the day. A Crimson Tower, modern art. Triple cup. Triple cup. Every booking is golden, you see. Perfect cards crafted for you and me. Yeah, the best guys, Tony Khan, it's true. Triple cup. Best damn booker in the land. 3 red cups stacked up, always in command. Triple cup. Living legend of the fight. Just a call away from making it right. Never see him back hard, no way. Got the whole roster locked in for the day. A Crimson Tower, modern art. Triple cup. Triple cup.
Ooh, what's happening, guys? Welcome to another eclectic edition of PWT Live Show. I am your host, the infallible Phil Marks. That's my other channel, youtube.com/@PhilMarksOut. If you want to hear me talk about pop culture and whatnot. Ladies and germs, we have a ton of drama tonight, okay? It is drama galore tonight. Make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe, make sure you get your super chats in, make sure you become a member, make sure you gift a membership if you're into that sort of thing. If you're into sharing, I don't know what you're into. I don't judge. And that's how you can support the show, or check out my other channel, or patreon.com/ProWrestleTimes. I'm, of course, Phil Marks, and I'm here. We have a glorious show lined up, okay? And so, as you can see, the title indicates Tony Khan burner account exposed. There's Royal Rumble chaos. AEW Dynamite is live. There's a lot more than that, right? The Dynamite ratings, again, like I said on the member show, I'm terrible at clickbait. The ratings are being hidden by dirt sheets. We have fucking everything's got blowing up, man. We have people just deleting, mass deletion of sicko accounts, pretty much vindicating everything I've fucking said since the inception of this live show about sickos. We have Dynamites on. We have fucking a bunch of stuff, and I'm already cussing. I'm already going crazy. So you don't want to miss an inch of this show. And we're going to get into it. So, guys, we're going to start with some light news, just to kind of warm up, just to kind of get the gears going. And then we're going to get into all the main dramas, I know why you guys are here. I know what you guys want to hear me break down and talk about. And boy, are we going to do that. As people file in, I hope you've all been doing good. What else? The Royal Rumble's upon us. And who would have thought, like, there wasn't a proper meme, but I wanted to put a tweet out saying, like, yo, me just trying to enjoy the Rumble week. And then, like, the guy with the pizza walking in maybe would have been a good meme. He walks in with the pizza and the whole house is on fire or whatever. Maybe because it's like, dude, the IWC is just on fire. Everyone's melting down about Triple H's video game cover. Everyone's melting down about this fucking Nick LoPiccolo, Tony Khan expose. And then the Rumble's coming, and then there's like stuff that I hate to blow up WWE spot, but there's shit that's kind of gone like overlooked because of the fact like all this other shit is going on. But the IWC's been crazy, and it's Royal Rumble week, and it's like, damn, what a time to be alive. not involved, but alive in this shit, just observing it, right? We're the wrestling observer, Brian. So it's definitely a funny time to be in the IWC. It's kind of disappointing. It's kind of cringe. This one was funny. And like just a pat on the back to everyone who's been calling out these fucking burners. Like clearly it's just bot farms of people. And you just saw mass deletion. We're going to get into all that. Fill marks, bookmarks are plentiful today. And then what else, man? We're going to talk a bit about the Royal Rumble. There's some funny things that were kind of like revealed by accident, I think, that just has kind of gone overlooked. 2K26, everybody's clamoring and going crazy over all the reveals, so there's that. And then there's a good chunk of miscellaneous news here too. Oh yeah, so become a member. It's only 99 cents for a membership. And on Member Monday, I did like a 2 or 3 hour long sicko segment because that folder was so full. So instead of watching Raw or doing throwbacks or botches and spots, I just like went off on sickos and talked about all the Nick LoPiccolo stuff sort of leading up to this as well. So you want to check that show out. And yeah, or if you're a patron as well. So I appreciate it. That's my preamble. Let me talk to chat here for a second. George Capture's been a member for 21 months and says 21 Grammys, I'm a savage. No, 21 fine and glorious months. Thank you. Yeah, dude, thank you so much for modding the chat and for 21. God, that's a long time, bro. Thank you, man. Chris Walski's been a member for Trey months. And George Capture gifted 5 Pro Wrestle Clips memberships. God damn, guys. Thank you so much. Acknowledge me. That's how you support the show, man. Thank you so much. And gifting rules, even though it's not Christmas time. It's the season of giving people information on Tony Khan's burner accounts, okay? I'm a Tony Khan burner account. No. Just a heel turn. It was me, Austin, and fucking AEW Defender. It's so funny seeing these accounts drop off that were just clearly bots, you know? Anyways, Rabid Wolverine LC Killer 17 for 2. Let's go, Phil. Go roast Tony Khan. Yeah, dude. We got a segment that's like not, it's not in AEW news. That's a whole separate thing we're doing today. Oh, man. Good shit. Thank you guys so much for the support. What is chat saying? Thought. Okay, so does a crazy agent character debut on Dynamite tonight? No, I don't know, man. I don't know. We're going to talk about Dynamite like when it happens. You know, I don't really... It's like an afterthought. Like it or not, Triple H was a big part of the Attitude Era. Yeah, exactly. I saw people saying shit like, he didn't pop off until... What the fuck was it? He didn't pop off until 01 or something like this. And it's like crazy. You know, people are insane. The first Friday tune into, okay, you're plugging a whole ass other channel. The Pro Wrestling Shoot YouTube channel at 3 p.m. Eastern for more information on all the features of WWE 2K26. Yeah, I think I saw them tweet about that. I think it was that channel. And they they're gonna reveal, like, they were given the okay. Annie, you okay, Tony Khan. They're revealing all the features of 2K26, which they've kind of revealed through these like teaser graphics and stuff. I don't know. The game's shaping up to be awesome. Again, if you sold Husey on it, you sold a bunch of games. Right? Because he's the guy who like might skip a year, might not grab it, you know, and he's like, I'm sold, and I'm the same way. Well, typically I just get the game every year, you know. It's like the only game that I'm like, okay, I gotta get that every year. I couldn't imagine like every year buying every NHL, NBA, FIFA. You know, I'll play FIFA, but I ain't fucking I ain't buying every single year, dude. So anyways, let's get into the show. I'm just plugging this other YouTube channel the whole time on the screen. Okay, so let's get into ladies and germs miscellaneous news, and then we're gonna get into all the drama. So hang tight, stick around, and yeah, this is miscellaneous news. Joke's on you. No.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
So here's a guy named Joe Lando, and he is what I'm trying to do in miscellaneous news, guys, is I'm trying to like showcase more highlights of indie talents and stuff just before they get ID'd, or maybe they are ID'd or whatever. I just want to like put some shine on people because it's become largely just like ex-WWE people shit, and it's like, well, that kind of maybe indie news gets its own folder. I don't fucking know. We'll figure it out. Phil Marks Bookmarks will lead the way, and I'll do what they tell me. But as of now, Joe Lando, he's Europe's premier high flyer.
Enzo, what's it?
Lando on the ropes. Oh, gets caught. He got on it.
Enzo, what's it?
Lando on the ropes. Oh, gets caught. He got on it.
So yeah, dude's crazy. He's doing Vikingo shit. No, he's doing the damn thing. I think I have a couple more of these. So here's Ricky Sosa. We played his entrance, guys. We played it on the show, and then like a day or two later, Mark Henry and everybody starts sharing the fucking his entrance and everything. And I'm not saying it's because of PWT, but it's definitely like we caught the wave, right? And I told you guys, this shit's gonna blow up. So make sure you guys are on this train. And yeah, for some reason against StreamYard, you're botching. I can't see chat. I have to go like it's not, chats come in like 20 at a time on StreamYard, as opposed to like YouTube, which is live. So I'm going to keep the YouTube chat pulled up here. Sorry about that, guys. Got distracted. But here's Ricky Sosa hitting his shit. Sosa, bang, bang. Sosa. Here we go. The Tahana bomb. Middle rope Tahana bomb. Ah, d'accord. So yeah, that rules. He's the WXW champion. Here's Joe Lando again, hitting some more of his moves.
Lando inklusive on zwei Schulkicks.
So there goes for a side
Und
press.
sie wann's zwar.
Johnson got the drop kick. Help Joe Lando.
Wrestling Leon Slater.
Maybe for the suplex. Caven went for the kick. Lando survived several title defenses. Brian turns around. Sees him too. Shooting star press. He caught him. Randos. And then gonna leap over.
So just seriously impressive shit, right? Can he cut a fucking promo and like develop a character and shit?
Joe Lando on the ropes. Oh, gets caught. He got on it. Hilo came down full force on
Or
that.
is he just going to take Mike Bailey's spot in 3 years, right? That's the question.
Lando, Joe Lando, or if it's going to be Brian, because this is high risk here.
He can do some shit.
Again, hang on. Matrix cutter. Oh, Joe Lando.
He hits those shooting stars brilliantly. So he also does at one point like a 450. Check this out. It's like a shooting star elbow, pardon me, not 450. Or I guess, is a shooting star a 450? Or is it, how many degrees would a shooting star be? Yeah, because a 450 is a full rotation. No. So you don't do a full. You could do a 450 shooting star, right? Could that be a move? No one tried that. That's video game shit. Leave that to 2K.
Lando looked like Black was about to win.
Like that shooting star press elbow. That's clean as fuck. He hits that so clean.
Position.
Shooting star elbow from Joe Lando, and that'll do it.
Yeah, he hits that super clean. So just a cool finisher. He can do some shit. Joe Lando shouts you out. I think that was it. I think those were just the young superstars I wanted to highlight there. So speaking of young superstars and will they be able to draw and, you know, what's going to go on with all of that. Over on the UFC side, people were wondering if they were going to be able to draw on Paramount. And one problem that fans pointed out during UFC 324, the debut on Paramount, which I thought was an awesome card. The main event, Paddy Pimblett, in the main event, him and Gaethje was sloppy as fuck, but it was like one of the greatest fights of all time because of that. Like they were just fucking trading blows and it was crazy. So one thing fans trashed UFC 324 for was like all of the ads. And I agree, like watching it as a fan, you know, it's just like during the entrances and shit in UFC, you hear them like talk and break shit down. And there was just stuff cut out that normally I would like to watch. So fans were upset about that. However, we take a look and at some of these numbers here that came out and look at the intro. This is the intro. They stole it right from the premiere on Netflix because it's a TKO production. Now, is that lazy as fuck? Kind of just rehashing shit? Yeah, but UFC, they don't give a fuck right now. And the Dana White's right in that the crossover doesn't exist as much as it used to. Like UFC stole all of the fans that don't watch pro wrestling or would have become pro wrestling fans now that MMA is so readily accessible. And they can just rehash this and a few marks are like, oh, they did that for WWE and it's cool to see again. And sure, you could argue like, oh, it's brand into, but it's like the Super Bowl every year where you expect me to believe that these are the greatest artists in the world, but they all use the same Illuminati imagery every year.
Wrestling's not fake!
They're all so hack, they all use black and white checkerboards and red fucking circles and people in cages and shit every year, and I'm no. Allegedly?
Allegedly.
If you guys are getting ready for the Super Bowl, you'll know that, and if you follow, like, football fandom on X and stuff, you guys will see, like, a bunch of people are, oh, football's fake and all this shit. I don't know. I'm trying to be funny here, guys. It's a comedy show. Just so the Netflix and Paramount, they did the same shit. It's both a TKO thing. Is it a bit of a hacky cop-out? Yeah, it would have been cool if they did something different, but also when the building's that sold out, what do you honestly do? People say, look, Pride FC in Japan put on crazy big stages and all that shit, but that was also to fill out the arenas that weren't entirely sold out. UFC has the same problem, quote unquote, as WWE, in that they're just selling out. It doesn't matter what they do or where they go or how much the tickets are. People are going to fucking buy them. And then they just give away a large chunk, which doesn't hurt them. I'll never hate on any live event for giving away some comps. Like, that's part of marketing and things like this. That's part of like networking and stuff. And that's part of, yes, we're going to fill out the arena or do something charitable or at least make it look that way on paper, you know? So I'm not against that at all, but, these buildings are packed. Like, it's inarguable with UFC. Anyways, let's watch the intro. It was really epic.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to UFC 324! And welcome to the...
So, like, I'll get sniped by Paramount, but you guys get the idea. And then the very first fight on the early prelims on Paramount, Bruce Buffer introduced the guys backwards. So he introduced the blue corner as the guy who was fighting out of the red corner and vice versa, even though the graphics matched with who the guys actually were. So he botched his very first fight on the prelims. Is pretty funny. But anyways, I'm spending a lot of time on UFC. I'm sorry, guys. We're getting into the pro wrestlings, but it does matter. Dana White reacts to the frequent ads during the Paramount broadcast, and he says, I haven't seen it yet, and all of this is a work in progress. It's $8.99. You're not paying fucking however much more. Yeah, I think pay-per-views were like, what, $79.99 for the HD or whatever the fuck. These guys have got to make some money too. So there's no pay-per-view, so they're going to sell a shitload of ads. You had to expect that with Paramount. You had to. And this is why it's not even getting away with it. I understand. But UFC 324, like as a fan, I'm like, fuck, man, everything needs to be cheaper. Speaking of like other Twitter spheres, there's a big movement of people as well online who are like, dude, concerts and shit should not be, it's a way to connect with your fans live. Like it should not be this fucking expensive to, I don't know. I charge 99 cents for my fucking a month per month for my fucking every single week I do a bonus show, you know, like you can't be too outrageous when it's like you have the audience, man. Why are you gouging them and it's because the music industry's dead. Like you don't get paid from record deals, so you gouge the fans. It's pretty fucked up. But so as a fan, I wish it were cheaper, but at the same time, like Dana is right. Look, you're paying $8.99. We don't expect a monthly pay-per-view. They're doing 2 of these like big numbered events back to back as well. So they're giving 2 big, what would be known as PLE or pay-per-view cards back to back weekends as well. And you don't got to shill out the money twice for it. And most people would shill out the money. Like they were well, not most actually, pay-per-view's dying, but like illegal streaming is something that that is huge, and people who illegally stream would pay for shit more if it was just cheaper. Like at least studies, quote unquote, have found this. But like how reliable are those studies? You have to be real internet sleuthy, but there's documentaries on the piracy game and all of that, and they're quite compelling if you're into that. But anyways, 5.93 million concurrent streamers on Paramount. That's crazy. 6 milli on Paramount, if you factor in replays and shit, I'm sure over 6 milli watched it. Paramount Plus gained 1 million new subscribers on the day of UFC 3.24. 1 million new subscribers on Paramount. Holy shit. It's crazy. That is nuts. And talk about a draw. So, you know, people, or the Observer rather, write this fucking article because it's like doom and gloom about TKO. And people are trying to demonize them steadily. And the Wrestling Observer writes this. I hate going on their glitchy ass site. It glitches out because my ad blocker and shit. So, new reporting from The Guardian. No, I am not disabling my shit. So, new reporting from The Guardian. Wednesday has the estimated amount that Paramount Skydance is paying TKO for Zuffa boxing broadcast rights, in addition to some interesting quotes regarding the tactics of WWE and UFC's parent company. Longtime boxing writer Thomas Hauser delved into the emergence of the new Zuffa entity and the concerns around fighter pay that have been a part of the conversation around UFC for years. Yeah, well, notice this fucking boxing shill never gave a fuck about this until Dana White moved into boxing, though. Why didn't this asshole care about fighter pay before? You know, but so they're hating on Zuffa, which obviously all the boxing people are right now. But then the Observer just jumps all over this. TKO and Zuffa play hardball. They're very good at instilling fear. The fear of what? They were banned from New York forever. Okay? And they fucking had to, the fear they instill is, dude, we shift economies and shit. Like, if you don't want us to come back here, then don't do business with us. I mean, is that instilling fear, or is that just saying, like, look, now I'll be honest, Dana White and his texts and shit have leaked before about fighters, and I don't think they instill fear in the fighters, but they talk mad shit and are very blunt about things. Like, I would not want to work for these dudes. But yeah, it's just they want to relate it to like mobster tactics, and you're seeing all these weird like hit pieces, and Dynamite ratings aren't coming out, and they're the lowest ever amidst like all of this drama surrounding Tony Khan, which we're about to get into. So another story that came out, I guess, that related to WWE and stuff. The McMahons say John Doe anonymity will unfairly hinder their ability to find witnesses to clear them in the Ring Boy lawsuit. WWE takes no position on pseudonyms. So basically, they want one of the Ring Boys in the Ring Boy scandal to not be anonymous anymore, because them being anonymous like hinders their ability to fucking whatever. I don't know, dude. Vince McMahon's like a billionaire and shit. I say protect the guy, because as we've seen recently with billionaires throwing tantrums, you know what I mean? It doesn't I don't think it always pans out for everyone
The
involved.
best guys, Tony Khan.
So yeah, I would say Vince, fuck off. Just at this point, man, pay the fucking people and move on, or don't. Like, I'm just tired of hearing about Vince. People now with the big man shit going on in WWE, is it Vince? I don't know. Neither does Lex Luger by a country mile. Lex, you don't know. Is it you, buddy?
I don't know.
I don't know either, but if it's Vince, I don't know if it's Vince. As a fan, I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna be like, oh, come on now, Eric. I might fucking like, I'm not gonna skip an episode. Maybe people will tune in, but I'm gonna throw my hands up. Like, I don't want to see him on screen with this Pepe Le Pew ass haircut. I don't want to see him booking shit, pitching creative. We need to move on from Vince. Like, just all around. It's not gonna. I know some people are like, I like how Vince used to book stuff and he was a better booker and shit. That's fine. No 80 or 90-year-old man is gonna do this shit again. We were talking about Dana White. Look at him and the way he is with UFC. Like, he could not give a fuck. He's not enthused about the match. You can tell he clearly wants certain people to win. In WWE, that's kind of the point. Like, you want to book, it's kayfabe, but it's like, he just launched that movie production company and shit. I just don't want him around wrestling. He can just stay the fuck away. It's a mess. He gets people in trouble. Just don't do it. But I think has nothing to do with Vince and them doing this. Oh, the big man, the higher up guy, is just like an obvious swerve. And I could see them bringing in like a commissioner, like one guy who oversees both shows, to make sure Aldis and Pierce are running shit properly, because there's been a lot of chaos and stuff, but it won't be Vince. It's just sort of it is smart to like make people go, is it Vince? Is it Vince? Then it's not. That's the swerve. And it's the obvious smart choice, but it's a good way to like work people up and get them into fucking, into discourse online and keep people talking about Raw, hashtag Raw, hashtag Raw. You just want people talking about it every single day. Just like on Netflix, if people are watching Raw every day. In Canada, yesterday, I was going to put on Star Search. Raw was still number one in the country. So hit likes. Hit the like, ladies and gentlemen. It's the free way to support. I appreciate you all so much. If you're on X, hit heart or retweet or whatever. And yeah. Shout everybody out for being here. So Marissa McMahon, speaking of the McMahons, the wife of Shane McMahon, has just been nominated for an Oscar. She was a producer for Train Dreams, which has been nominated for Best Picture. Train Dreams was also nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay, Original Song, and Cinematography. So there you go. She crushed it. And in other like WWE adjacent news, former WWE star Braun Strowman hospitalized with sudden knee infection out of nowhere. So that's not good. And that's what happens to these big guys. And yeah, I was talking all this shit about he should come back. Fuck that. Just take care of your health. Do your TV show. Never mind what I was saying. I didn't realize there was like some shit like that. Not even worth it. Hopping on planes or whatever. Fuck all that shit Phil was talking about. You just go over there and do your thing on your TV show, eat good food and stuff. And so the Hulkster, brother. His estate has been named in a $10 lawsuit again. So lawsuits and shit going on. It sucks because he's passed away, but his beer, the Real American Beer idea, was stolen. Karma Holdco, a company that specializes in celebrity endorsements, licensing, and branding, filed the lawsuit this past Thursday allegedly, that Hulk Hogan's estate owed for a breach of contract. The Real American Beer line that launched just months prior to Hogan's death last July claims that Hogan conspired with another company to launch the beer while he was a brand ambassador for Karma. Former employees have been accused of stealing materials used to pitch to the rival company. Karma sued the rival company last year and accused them of poaching Hogan, but the company had denied those allegations, saying they are meritless. They said the company never developed. So it's like Pop-Tarts or whatever. It's like the original Pop-Tart that was there for. You guys watch that movie Pop-Tarts or whatever? It's like I don't remember what it's called, but it's like a parody of the feud kind of that went on between those two companies, and he took the idea, went somewhere else, ran with it. And they owned no beer-related trade secrets. They further said the defendants never solicited Hogan or interfered with any contract or relationship. Real American Beer is available in 20 states. Shout out at Machiavelli DTA for putting this out there. And I mean, yeah, it was the last venture prior to his passing. It's making a shitload of money. He invested in like a restaurant or something across the street from MSG, or are my details off on that? I can't remember. But yeah, they're just trying to get a piece of that, I guess. And maybe they feel like the idea was poached, but why didn't they sue him before? So he's like, why didn't you sue earlier? You know, that's what trips me out. So WWE and AAA commentator JBL, according to Dave Meltzer, except Juggalo champion, Juggalo Championship Wrestling, Brian, except actually, it's the idea was they've been having talks with JBL about becoming a full-time performer on their weekly TV show, Brian. And yeah, if he could do that, cool. JBL would be cool on that show. I guess I don't really watch the show actually, so I'm lying right now. I don't know if it would be cool. I just see the clips and it looks different, and him swigging beer with Cowboy James Storm and clotheslining motherfuckers, super kicking some motherfuckers. I'm down with it. Your boy Phil's down with it, so book it. Moving along here. In also WWE sort of adjacent news, Matt Cardona appears in NWA again and attacks Tom Latimer and steals his championship rematch. So Billy Corgan working with Cardona, at least. I don't know if they pre-taped all this shit in advance. I really don't know how they're pulling this off, but I'm down with Cardona working, like if he works TNA sometimes still or works whatever, but he's in the WWE title picture as far as like he was in that tournament, that mini tournament. Cardona doing AAA or any of this shit, he's a net positive. And how do we know this? Because he was a draw in the indies. So it's not like he isn't going to help NWA out if he might appear in their shows and take title shots randomly and get some work in. And that is the bonus to working in WWE right now in the current landscape, is you can work, I guess, for places like NWA. Billy Corgan tried to pitch NWA as we'll be a feeder for WWE, but I just don't know if they were into it or not. And then speaking of NWA here, Natalia Markova defeats Shotzi Blackheart to retain the NWA World Women's Championship on Power. Shotzi doing work too.
Wow. Into the cover. What a fight.
The winner of this match, and still NWA World Women's Champion, The Crush, Natalia Markova.
So good for Shotzi. Like, again, I'll say she's drawing. Like, I don't know. I'm not pocket watching these fucking independent bookers, but I'm sure she gets booked a lot for a reason. And you know, if she's drawn, that's awesome. And then she's like she's putting over Markova. Like, that's the right thing to do. I like Shotzi a lot. She really won me over time. Roger over. But there was a time where I was like, dude, Shotzi can get out of here. Like, she's dangerous in a way where it feels uncontrolled, where it's not like a Jeff Hardy. It's like she's really going to hurt someone or herself. And I just wasn't the biggest fan, but she's won me over just over time. Like, the Chemical X shit was awesome. And then, you know, her on the indies, like, she's really been helping some of these indies out and putting over the right people. So that's good stuff. Good stuff. And NWA doing good stuff. Speaking of WWE adjacent stuff as well, I think this is the last one. Mark Miro was asked many times what wrestlers actually make in royalties from WWE. Maybe this should have went in the throwback segment, but he got a $71. I mean, that's better for being in some of these shows, dude. So Mark Miro in 2019, this guy made $42 or $71 total royalties paid for Monday Night War Volume this and Volume 2 and the true story of this and the evolution of whatever. Now, that's pretty good, man. There's people who do TV shows that get royalty checks for like 2 cents and shit. So that's actually not so bad, you know, by a long shot. So we got a few left. I'm trying to breeze through these today, guys, because I know what you're here for, and I'm trying to fucking get to the stuff. So the meat and potatoes. So New Japan has announced that Evil will be leaving the company, allegedly going to WWE. I guess he's dating Io Sky, so we'll see. He will be there. I assume to also work in Noah / NXT, Raw, SmackDown, wherever they need him if he signs. And he could be a threat to the world title. Fuck around. I know Dave hates Evil. I know Dave hates on him, and so Tony hates on him, but like, it doesn't matter. Just because those guys hate on him, what is Evil not good? I was always into Evil. When he became world champion, I know a lot of Nuge fans turned on him too, but it's like, hey now. Like, he has size. He can he does all this House of Torture gimmicky shit. I don't think he just helped get that Aaron Wolf guy over. The whole faction did, or a handful of them helped get that guy over at Wrestle Kingdom. So it's quite interesting that all of this hate, again, just a bunch of people are hating on this fucking guy. It's like, well, let's see what he can. I don't care that he's 40. Let's see what he can do, man. I believe that guy fighting Roman Reigns or Braun Breaker or any of these guys. Now, is it like bring him in and push him? No, like, his booking's got to be on point, or else what the fuck are we doing here, right? They got to come up with something good. But like, also they're blowing Noah up. So could he do a couple matches in Noah and then work in WWE and be like a Rusev? Rusev's semi part-time-ish, and you know, they signed him for a couple years. What if they fucking sign Evil for a couple years? I ain't mad at that at all. So speaking of a guy who should get signed for a couple years, man. Well, in Japanese wrestling first, actually. Saya Kamatani screams, please do it quickly. And Kenta Kobashi, that's what she said, literally. Oh, go! Kamatani screams, please do it quickly. And Kenta Kobashi chops her into a wall. This is funny. And then he just chops the shit out of her. Oh. See, it's like an honor if Kenta Kobashi does that, but it's not an honor if like Eddie Kingston thinks he does that to you, but doesn't really do that to you. Do you know what I'm saying? So, I'm just take a minute to hate on fucking Eddie Kingston real quick. Speaking of people who want to come back to the WWE, Enzo Amore dropped this video.
When I first got signed, Dusty Rhodes said to me, you could be good, you could be bad, or you could be different. And you are different. My name is Enzo Amore, and I am a certified G and a bona fide stud. And you can't teach that!
He's a one of one on planet Earth. 8 billion people, there's one Enzo.
And I'm the realest guy in the room, okay?
All the years I kind of worried about him.
Is this a fucking documentary about the kid or what?
He wouldn't find his place.
I think he's older than me. I don't know. I called him.
He did it. Like, holy.
And right away, this guy shoots to the top in popularity. He was a moneymaker from, I think they did 7 or 8 action figures within a period of like a year and a half.
For that year alone, we sold the most merch.
They had something special.
Yeah, who the fuck? Oh my God. Why has nobody put those two together? Why has nobody put these two motherfuckers back together in a company? It drives me insane.
With their entrance. A lot of these guys don't have that.
Enzo, he's just got that thing. It's a dude in WWE, a smaller dude, but man, he captivates an audience.
How you doing?
Enzo wasn't a big, huge guy. He could perform and get people to like him, get a crowd over. He was everything that they needed.
You become a star in that life. It's hard.
Drizzy Drake.
What the fuck just happened? Their right mind is going to think, this guy lost his job and he never got a phone call from a detective. This guy
want him to be there anymore.
Yeah, I think Enzo's situation is cooked, and I think that if they went to bat for like a Matt Riddle, I think you could go to bat for Enzo, but also he caused problems like in the tour buses and shit. So unfortunately for Enzo, it was more than that. He kind of pissed a lot of people off. There's stories Roman Reigns kicked him off a bus and shit like this. They like left him in a fucking town and stuff like this. Or maybe that was Matt Riddle. I can't remember, but there's more than that goes into it. And then also the situation where him and Cass like did too much in Ring of Honor and like worked that shoot with Tama Tonga and those guys, like the New Japan guys, and then that became nothing, and Bully really was like, yo, you guys are doing too much. Some people say that was a work to this day, but then Enzo and Cass didn't do anything after that, and then Cass had his health issues. They turned shit around. I would bring them into any company right now as a tag team. If you're Tony Khan, well, actually, Tony Khan should avoid all controversy right now.
I don't think he had real alliances in that company, and I think he felt very much like an outsider.
So, I don't know. Check out this documentary. Watch that in full. He tagged WWE, and then he dropped this 9 hours ago. Thank you all. This is the hardest thing I ever had to write. Why am I writing this song? So he dropped a new song, and he's just like, he just writes this explanation. I'm not going to read it all. You guys go and check it out. Cool story, bro. No, listen, I would take the time, but this Misc segment has been going long, this indie segment, and I want to get into some stuff. And so just Enzo's making a plea, come back to WWE. I think him and Cass, who knows when Cass's deal is up? He could have just re-signed, but I want to see them reunite in WWE. So Vampiro, speaking of reuniting, he brought back the twice fired Mickey Knuckles to join JCW. And she will face Cactus Mike. So Vampiro, a guy cosplaying as fucking Cactus Jack, Cactus Mike, and then Mickey Knuckles comes out.
2025, Aunt Mickey has returned again. And Mark, there's no Violent J to watch over her and make the tough calls like happened earlier last year.
And so she's like ultra violent. And there's an interesting video. We should EFAP. We haven't done a Grapple Vision EFAP in a while. We're going to do that. He put together like a video about Mickey, like explaining when her and this deathmatch promoter like went off script and like really started maiming a guy and just beating his ass down, and like the kids, like the promoter's kid got in on it and was like beating up for real this indie wrestler who I don't know what he did. He like no-sold some shit that really hurt him or something. I don't know. RAF, I should have talked about this earlier, but they announced with Fox Nation a long-term extension for RAF monthly premium live events. And again, man, this has been really fucking good. RAF has been a really good thing for the martial arts community, and it's good for the pro wrestling community as well, because some of those guys might break off and go to UFC or go to WWE one day or get NIL'd or whatever. And then also they're mixing it up with like legends of MMA. Like there, you know, you get like Colby Covington versus fucking Luke Rockhold and shit doing a grappling match. Like it's really cool stuff. So Armin Sarukian, who's one of the top UFC lightweights, probably next in line for a title in the UFC, and he's there wrestling. And it's like, why does UFC permit this? Probably ties to Fox and stuff like that, and some of the ties, you know, behind the scenes in the entertainment industry and whatnot that TKO have and shit. I could see that being the reason why, but it's really cool. It's awesome that like Bo Nichols over there, you know, wrestling guys, and it's just awesome. And it's funny because Dave Meltzer said, oh, if he singled out, well, I guess he singled out Conan and Bischoff in particular, but I guess that's not singling out. That's two people. I don't know. I'm no mathemat. What am I, a mathematician over here? So, you know, Dave Meltzer singled out Bischoff and fucking Conan and was like, oh, if they want to do better, you know, you have the opportunity, guys, with RAF and AAA. If you want to do better than Tony, let's see it. Look at what AAA is doing and look at the business RAF's been doing. So they literally owned Dave, and that doesn't get covered enough either, which I've reiterated it a few times, but someone's got to do a video on that. Devontae Racklett, Millennial Smark, do a fucking video on that.
Or, you know, the young superstar, you know, babyface, you know, the former heel thing. So
speaking of controversy, a wrestler was fired from promotion after wearing an ice vest. So Ice, he should have wore a vest that said fire. Am I right, guys? But right? So I guess Brody King is the only guy who gets away with that. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was miscellaneous news.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
So, guys, like YouTube chat going insane. StreamYard sending in, like, I'm getting the chats in bunches for some reason. All good. Awful Wrestling for 2 says, shout out the PWT universe. Miss you, Philly. Dude, shout you out, and I appreciate the support.
Acknowledge me.
I appreciate the support, motherfucker. So what is chat saying? And guys, yeah, hit like, hit subscribe. If you're on Twitter, hit the heart, hit the retweet. Shout out Awful Wrestling. And yeah, show support. Hit like if you want to. But yeah, you guys can super chat in or gift a membership. Become a member for only 99 cents. I do like member shows every week. Last one was a drama stream. It was just like 3 hours of sickos. So it was a fun time. So I'm sure if it's fuck Ice, he still have a job. I thought you meant you fucked someone. Whoa, chat. What are you? Big Boss Man would be so canceled. Yeah, dude. That couldn't even be a gimmick. If it was 94, Vince would be like, I know, you're an ICE agent. Get out there. I don't think UFC sees RAF as a competitor. No, not at all. But they see them as we could get some good amateur wrestlers out of here if we work with you. Exactly. They're not a competitor, like you're pointing out. That's why they'd be on Fox, right? But also will help you grow, because maybe we'll work a deal out where your fights go on Fight Pass. Or, oh, you're proven on Fox Nation? Yeah, okay, let's do it on Fight Pass now. RAF on Fight Pass, and we'll some amateur wrestlers will come. Amateur wrestling's probably the best bait, or it was for a long time. I don't know if that's, I think just kind of having all around game. The number one thing in MMA is just cardio and endurance. Those are like the two things if you guys watched UFC 324, those motherfuckers threw all technique out the window except for in the grappling department, Pimblett and Gaethje, and they just fucking threw hands. One of the greatest fights ever, one of the worst fights ever at the same time. Both things being true at the same time. So I don't know. Just having endurance and cardio is the best weapons, but then I'd say being able to grapple somehow. Like you can learn hands. If you're like an elite wrestler, you can just, like Gable Steveson, you can just train hands for the next 3 years. You're not going to forget how to wrestle. You know, you just start fucking training hands. And so UFC's probably looking at that. Bo Nickel was incredibly successful, and he's a good amateur wrestler. Look at Brock Lesnar, right? He just walked in there, 0 hands, fucking became world champion. Like, and I know it's a different time, but he still came back at 200 and beat Mark Hunt. It's not like Mark Hunt didn't take out wrestlers and shit in the past. So interesting. Sorry, this is pro wrestling talk, so let's get in. Sassy Gill gifted 5 Pro Wrestle Clips memberships. Oh my God. Thank you for the huge support. We're going off today. Let's get into the juice. I know why. Let's wheeze the juice. I know why you guys are here. And everybody acknowledge Sassy Gill. Thank you so much for the big support. I know why you guys are here. So we are getting this ready, or I am getting this ready rather, because it is time for some madness. Okay. Now, I don't know if this is a sicko segment. I don't know if this is what segment this is. I acknowledge you. Thank you so much for the support, Sassy Gill. And, I appreciate you. Hopefully some people hate watching get those. Hopefully some people who love the show and really want member show access get those. Thank you so much. It's like the Jelly of the Month Club today, Griswold. Okay, so I have to keep, this is so fucking annoying, but it's going to happen. So we're headed over here. We're going to wheeze the juice here. And this is a segment called The Best Guys Tony Khan, but I need to pull up YouTube chat because StreamYard is like giving it to me in batches for, you know, like 18 will hit all at once. And I'm like, oh, okay, here's a bunch of fucking chats. Guys, there's like 180 watching on YouTube. We're at 57 likes. What are you guys doing? Come on. So I'm going to end the poll in the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a segment called The Best Guys Tony Khan.
The Best Guys Tony Khan.
And so if you're a member, you know, on Member Monday, I covered everything leading up to this moment, okay, on PWT Members Only show, and it's not getting clipped. So just fucking become a member, go and watch that if you really want the details leading up to all of this. But obviously, you guys know that Nick LoPiccolo has been in battles with people in the IWC, and he has had all of these sickos go after him, and a lot of the typical accounts that we all know and we have muted and shit. And we're like, dude, this is like robot activity, right? And so, you know, Nick has always maintained like, okay, Tony's sicking people on people and stuff. Probably. I don't know. I'm not saying he's doing that to me, but now he's pretty much just like the door's wide open. It's obvious what happened. And I mean, we've covered it here a bunch of times, and I've speculated on this a bunch of times, so much so that we've talked about fucking, your boy Phil's talking about like fucking dead internet theory when talking about AEW and shit, because it's like, dude, it's just bot farms and all of this shit, right? The Best Guys Captain Ron instead of Tony Khan. Oh my God. And so I put a poll in the chat, and I asked you guys, do you think Tony Khan, let me read it. Tony Khan, I asked you guys, do you think Tony Khan has been using burner accounts to attack people who don't like AEW? Just front and center, but right? This is all allegedly too. Like, none of this is real, and I'm just asking the people, okay? Like,
allegedly.
91% of the PWT universe agrees with each other. Now, that never happens. I'm talking we poll matches and stuff, and even if one person or option wins greatly, usually it's not by this much. This is like a unanimous decision. 91% to 9% say yes. It's likely he's been doing that, or at least like engages with them and is in contact with them. And also, it's not a coincidence like that they all use the same rhetoric, like talking points, like they're in group chats together. That's the shit I fucking theorized at the least, because I try to give everyone, you can call it fence sit and fill, but I try to give everyone the benefit of the doubt. And it's like, okay, well, look, at the least, these guys are all in group chats. Tony responds to some of these. So does Dave. We were about to look. Dave's responding to some of these glaringly obvious sickos and shit, right? And so, and not even glaringly obvious, like some of the accounts that have been deleted, Dave responds to these motherfuckers, right? And so, yeah, that's the, okay, we'll share this one because I uploaded the fucking, or updated rather. Okay, so, you know, I try to give everyone the benefit of the doubt. We've seen Tone respond to people, but it's not a coincidence that, like, the dirt sheets as well, like they get co-opted and they hide results and they fucking, like, the ratings haven't been coming out all of a sudden when AEW's doing, when fucking AEW's doing collision numbers on Dynamite, all of a sudden the ratings are getting hidden. The dirt sheets don't want to fucking talk about it. The you know, the dirt sheets aren't sleuthing out the numbers. Dave's not a TV expert anymore. He's not like studying and learning and can't wait to expose shit. Meanwhile, the early Raws and stuff, they just leak everything out there. But then all these like kind of hit pieces about, not hit pieces, but just all these like fucking, you know, Dave Meltzer saying, we just covered it, like TKO's instilling fear in people and WWE, like just all these random ass stories that are just garbage coming out to try and like balance this out. Or I don't know, but just the writing's been on the wall for AEW. I mean, you know, Nick LoPiccolo, he gets, well, they're saying he got fired. Other people are saying he left. Deadline wrote an article saying he left. I pointed out on the member show, another lady left Paradigm with Sydney Sweeney. So like, that's the biggest star in the world, one of them right now. So it's not like these things don't happen. So, you know, but some of these sicko accounts came out and were like, we knew it was going to happen. Like some of these sicko accounts were like, how come we seen the emails and you got fired for fucking, you got a talking to and all this stuff. And then it turns out the main dude saying this shit is like a Tony Khan burner, because once Nick called him out, the guy just scrubbed the internet of his existence, or like scrubbed Twitter of his. And then a bunch of these accounts, I think like AEW Defender and shit, like they all just start disappearing. And it's like, what are the odds of that? Like, that's the most suspect thing. Right? So when these fucking sickos falsely dox Nick LoPiccolo, and he's like, well, that's not me. That's the wrong guy. I'm not that tall or whatever the fuck. He didn't like mass erase his shit because he's like, that's not me. Right? But then when he calls out, we're going to get into it all because it's so funny. Okay? It's so fucking funny. It's so egregious. And again, I went more in depth with all of that stuff on the member show, but basically it's like whether Nick got fired or released or whatever, or chose to leave or whatever, that remains to be seen. Are his clients going with him? Some people I've seen say like, oh, his clients are going to ditch him. Maybe, like, you got to understand that fucking, or likely, because you got to understand the client relationship is like, that's your person. You build a relationship with them. It's personal. You guys make business deals together. You benefit from each other. So is everyone, like, he's helped some of these people lock in big movies and shit. You think they're just going to ditch him? Hey, we got a new guy. Like, yeah, Paradigm's going to take some of these people out to lunch and go, hey, we got a new guy over here. We'll match you up with him. And yeah, they're going to try and keep some of these people. But as I pointed out, some lady left with Sydney Sweeney to another fucking agency recently. She's the biggest star. So sometimes there's bigger moves out there. So whether Nick is, I mean, it's not, I would say it's not doom and gloom for a 17-year guy who knows what he's talking about. But yes, did Tony Khan, I talked about this a long time ago, did Dave go to his message board and go, yeah, it's really him, don't respond to him and stuff? Yes. Did Tony Khan call people and melt down and spurg out? Yes. Does Tony Khan have fucking Nick LoPiccolo's phone number and could have just called him directly? Yes. Right? So it just got messy, and it's not a coincidence that every time AEW has a vendetta against someone, all the sicko spurgs come out and fucking, it's like a cult. We've said it a million times, and I've even talked about this. A lot of people have talked about it. It's just bot farm, fucking bot followers. You look at some of these fucking, anyone that makes you go, are they a sicko? Or like a wacko? Is this like a weird account? You can like tell by who follows them and shit. It's just all, it's body. Okay. And it should be called out. Right. So, and for sure, Tony, like Brian Alvarez talks about this shit all the time. Tony's on Twitter all day. He's on Twitter all day. He's booking for himself and Twitter marks and stuff. He's on. So you don't think he's got burners and shit himself? Like, come on, man. So Nick LoPiccolo accuses Tony Khan of retaliation after WBD deal criticism. So it's that, and a lot of the sickos are going after Nick LoPiccolo saying, oh, because there wasn't catering in the building. And again, I said this on the member show. I said this way before the member show when I first covered this shit, and I'll reiterate it a third time here. Yes, because why else would these people, these executives and shit, be invited out to this building? You're trying to court them. You're trying to impress them. You're trying to get your talent deals. You're trying to open doors and opportunities and show off to them a little bit. These people have been invited to other events there where they at least have drinks if they bring their kids, where they get a different separate door access. So they don't have to go in with the normies and they bring their families or whatever. And yes, there's fucking food and drinks at least offered to these motherfuckers. Like, yes, absolutely. That's just like standard, right? But Tony Khan, it just unveiled that Tony Khan and them cut corners like they do with production and everything. I've pointed this shit out and beat this stuff to death. I'm tired of fucking talking about it. But yes, okay, it's not just like, oh, there's no catering. It's about they got invited out there and it was a shitty show and they were, treated like the peasants and shit. Now, is that, oh, what, you're too big time to fucking go in the door like normal people and shit? Sure. But if you were invited, it's fucking different. It's like if you, it's just different access. Like, yes, they're not trying to court you. They're trying to mark you in for money so you pay and go watch their wrestling show to be entertained. Right? He's being courted, like, hey, maybe he'll sign Kenny Omega and get him in the Street Fighter movie instead of getting Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns in the Street Fighter movie. Kenny Omega does the fucking commercial for the game. You know what I'm saying? So these are like doors that, yeah, that's why you invite them to this building. And he's just pointing it out, being funny on Twitter, like, yeah, the catering and shit. Like, that's one thing to point out. Yeah, he fucking sucked at that. So that's how this all started. I hope I did a good job of just sort of, that was a quick brief catching everybody up. Again, memberships are 99 cents. Member Monday. I fucking really broke all of that down in depth. Each of those things, just sort of rehashing all this. So now let's just dive into the slosh, because Joey Janela gets involved. What? Ricochet gets involved. What? JD from NY's involved. What? This Ron guy, BJ Bethel. What? We have fucking accounts getting deleted and don't exist anymore. This happens also right after randomly Disco Inferno gets hacked. Alfred Konuwa gets hacked. And then, like, the mole disappears. And then this shit goes off. Like, that's all I'm saying. This is there's just weird shit going on. Look at these posts that no longer exist as well. Guys, this is not the sicko folder I'm in either. Do you guys want the fucking truth right now? Look at these shits that don't even exist. Accounts that no longer exist just today. This is a special folder I made just for this segment, and look at the shit I can't even read you, and I forget what it is because I'm retarded, and also it just, these shits just evaporated already. This is what type of sicko shit we have going on. I don't even know what this goes there. This is a brand new folder, deleted accounts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a fucking 7. It's a graveyard in this bitch. You know what I mean? So let's just dive headfirst into this. And this might be out of order and out of whack. But let's get into this. So see a pattern here. So at Sammy Gurr 45, whatever. Shout him out. Says Nick LoPiccolo, see a pattern here. TK thrives on seeing other people lose their jobs. Well, should we start with him blowing up? I guess that the Ron guy. So let's start with Ron. We have to lay down who Ron is, I guess. Okay. So Tony Khan called out for running anti-Zionist AEW fan burner X account named Ron11 whatever, and his image online is a picture. It's a close-up on Paul Rudd's face. Now that actually comes back to bite Ron in the ass. Okay? This comes back to bite Ron in the ass. Absolutely. And Tony Khan as I hydrate. I'm drinking a Dr. Pepper. 0 sugar, though. Okay? Gotta watch. It's still bad for you. I don't. So according to Ringside News here, AEW has been we don't need to read that. So Tony Khan is called out by Nick LoPiccolo for a burner account and claimed it had inside information connections and the same enemies as Khan. Damn you, Khan. This account simply went by the name Ron. Nick LoPiccolo also tied the situation to his own X account getting suspended shortly after he tagged NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell. Now, Nick LoPiccolo got his account locked. He did say jump off a bridge to the guy. One time I told somebody who said something really dumb. I responded and I was like, then why was AEW's numbers whatever? Read this and then slam your head against a wall for being stupid or whatever I said. And I got locked out of my shit too. So that could totally, who knows, but they've probably been mass reporting Nick's account this whole time. And X is probably going, hey, we didn't find anything wrong with their account. So it's not like it didn't have, him saying that wasn't a good idea on X, but it's not like he had to get reported for that. People say way worse than their accounts don't go away. So he was probably getting mass reported this whole time. Let's just be honest about it, right? And so this pro Tony Khan account, and this is according to Nick LoPiccolo, which I have the OG post. And then he's going at it with Switchblade, dude. Oh, my God, these fucking guys. Yeah, I don't fucking know where these posts are. Oh, man, this account that's suspended might be Nick's account, dude. Oh, no. Was it just deleted? Oh, no, look, his account's gone right now. Oh, my goodness. That's no so good. Let's see. Oh, my God, his account doesn't exist. Oh, my God, breaking news. Nick LoPiccolo's account does not exist anymore. God damn. He deactivated. Okay. Luckily, it didn't get deleted. If he did it on his own accord, on his own volition, then we're cool. But, damn, I just hope he's doing good. This is a lot to when jobs get affected and shit. It's fucking gross what they did to him, man. Trying to dox him and then fucking Switchblade piling on too. It's that's cringe, bro. We shouldn't. But yeah, we're gonna get into that. I have it bookmarked, but Switchblade was he made it personal and shit. And it's well, fuck, man, they're fucking with his life and shit. I don't know. We're gonna get into all that. We're gonna break this all down. as we have been. So yeah, unfortunately he deactivated, but I think I saw a post where he said like he was doing that for the sake of his clients and shit earlier, but then his account wasn't deactivated, so I just assumed like he did it. And I'm contrary to belief, I'm not on fucking Twitter all goddamn day. And so I I seen it and then I come back and it's gone. But I had a bunch of Nick LoPiccolo stuff bookmarked. That isn't bookmarked, guys. So we're going to have to make do with what we got here. Anyways, so luckily Ringside News, they transcribed it for us. So what Nick LoPiccolo said, do I have to say his name in full every time? I'll just call him Nick. I'll just call him a LoPiccolo. No, the Namekian, fucking Nick. This pro Tony Khan account that posts things that only Tony Khan would know followed BJ Bethel and other Tony co-conspirators, followed TK bot armies, is Muslim, anti-trans, anti-Jade Cargill, anti all of the same people as TK, immediately mass deleted his posts and locked his account down after I tagged NFL Commish on Sunday night. That must have hit too close to home because obvious burner at Ron whatever reported my X account to get it suspended less than 15 minutes later after I tagged the NFL. And I connected the dots here, but this guy has inside knowledge if I got fired from Paradigm 12 days ago. An anti-Zionist burner obsessed with pro wrestling and AEW with close connections to Hollywood. Sorry, Tony, the VPN won't save you. And now here's the thing, man, when you connect the dots, and I'm not trying to like fucking some of these, here's the thing, some of these accounts I noticed too, who are being accused of being Tone, fucking don't have me blocked. Whereas like some other, like lots of people have me pre-blocked, like Tempest from Wrestle Purists or whatever. I think he works for Self-Made. He used to be on Wrestle Talk. Like that guy has me blocked. I don't think I've ever interacted with him, which is fine. I don't care. Like I hate on fucking Elbow. He works. I don't give a shit. But like it's irregular to like that account seems like they're paying attention to everything. And one of the accounts that disappeared was AEW Defender. And AEW Defender, I feel like, and this is from my own little bit of sleuthing, maybe I'm picking up, I feel like they talk a lot like this Ron guy.
Master need to obliterate.
I don't know if I'm connecting dots that aren't there, but like some of these accounts, like the Ron guy tries to stay very cordial almost in a way that Defender would. And I'm not saying maybe they're the same guy. Maybe they're, I don't know. I'm like, dude, these guys who disappear, they kind of tweet the same, some of them. I'm just pointing it out. I don't know. Now, Tony Khan tweets very erratic and Robetronic. So it's like, is that really him running the Ron thing, or is that someone close to him? I wonder. It's one of the two, though. It's one of the two. Like, Nick's not a dumb guy, and he's not overly paranoid. Okay? Some people are just very ultra observant, but you just hold your cards close, right? And I would say Nick probably falls in that camp. You don't get as successful as he has, and you guys have read his threads. It's not like he's, a blithering idiot. He knows what he's talking about with this shit, and it's clear that a campaign came, and it's clear that Dave got word that Nick was real, and to lay everybody, don't engage with him. He went on his message board and said it. BJ Bethel, the usual suspects, like fucking cockroaches, like rats. They all come fucking flocking out. And so, a couple of these accounts said that they knew that Piccolo was getting fired for erratic behavior, and you saw the email and all of this shit as well. This is one of them. So how would those guys have seen emails or have had inside information? And they're obsessed with AEW and they're whatever. Meanwhile, nobody, is it Edge running the account? Like nobody in their company has fucking clout like that. Nobody in their company has pull like that. MJF will just openly talk his shit. He'll show up on Elbow's show, whatever, but he's not going to use a burner to like do this. Like, who is it? It's got to be someone really close to Tone or Tone. And I think the mass deletions prove this. Okay. So this isn't the first time someone affiliated with AEW has been accused of running a sock puppet X account. AEW referee Aubrey Edwards was called out in the past for filing DMCA strikes under the fake burner named Don Stevens. Ron and Don.
The best guys, Tony Khan.
Oh, man, that's so good. So this is not the first time LoPiccolo is aimed directly at AEW and Tony Khan online. This is just the latest chapter in what has become a trend. He's been the victim of accounts attacking him. And the fact, and we pointed this out, the fact that these Bix and Spans and these dirt sheet guys, insider guys, engage with people doxing people, and that So-Do TW guy we covered on the Sicko segment, he was real. He got banned from the Observer message boards because he was real into America deserved the Boston bombings and the theater shootings and the fucking all this stuff, right? He's such a sicko, they kicked him off the Observer message boards. You know what I'm saying? And then you have Bix and Span and these guys talk about the doxing of Nick LoPiccolo. It's fucking nuts. The fact that they're all in these circles together, in these bubbles together, tell you everything you need to know. They tell you every fucking thing you need to know. So moving along here, okay? We've established who this Ron guy is, and there's more establishing. Right? Or AEW Shield. Maybe it's not Defender. Maybe it's been Shield. But Shield is a guy, too, who responds to every single one of my tweets criticizing AEW. And he speaks the same way. It's like him, Defender, this Ron guy. It's cordial, pretending they know more than they do unless they do know more. And about certain things that why would you know? You're just a bot account. They just all have the same vernacular, the way of conveying shit, the same snooty, fucking just completely delusional, disregarding reality when you look at numbers when it comes to TNA or whatever the fuck. And it's just a dude that your name's AEW Shield, an AEW Defender, and then Ron 111333. Those, they're all probably the same guy. But the question is, are they the best guy? And that's what we're here to determine today, this evening, guys. So, AEW Shield gone. We've clowned this guy on my show, but he's so redacted. He just gets muted. I muted him a long time ago because it's you respond obsessively to every single post I make with some completely and utterly retarded take that's delusional and just you're too in it, bro. You're too pro Tony. He wouldn't piss on your gums if your teeth were on fire, you know? So this guy disappears. Go figure. Go figure. And he's never a gross sicko where it's I'm gonna fucking, you should delete yourself and stuff. He doesn't say shit like that. Neither does this Ron guy. Neither does this Defender guy. Some of these accounts, man, they don't go uber sicko mode, but they follow all these uber sickos, and these uber sickos got you pre-blocked, right? And then or at least this is in my case, anecdotally I'm speaking now, and then AEW Shield, he'll say shit. He won't be attack you really, but he'll just talk dumb shit this Ron account, these other accounts. And it's is it tone? I don't fucking know. It's weird that those all accounts kind of operate the same and they all nuke themselves. They all don't exist at the same time, at the same day when Nick drops this. And this is the equivalent to all these people talking shit and doxing Nick and piling on. And you're going to see Bethel and these fucking clowns retreating. Retreat. They all got the fucking email. Please retreat, guys. We're just not the fuck. They punched the bully in the face. Okay. And this is why these people are bullies, is because Tony Khan has co-opted the dirt sheets, who are the lingerers, and they pretty much have the largest voices in the IWC as far as followers and clout and being in it for a long time. When you Google shit, what pops up? The Observer and Fightful and stuff like this. And so, the reason it's bullying is because you have all the media piling on, Nick LoPiccolo, who you may perceive like he's above, but he's not above a billionaire and shit, who's co-opted and is the guy who admittedly runs, I'm the booker, the boss, the GM. I do the interviews. I talk to the sickos directly. I fucking, I call Dave on the phone. I fucking the Sports Illustrated matters. I'm going to hold up this Fightful award and pretend it fucking matters because, that's how we'll give access to certain guys so they fucking glaze us. That shit all matters. And it's sort of like, I'm not going to say it's punching down. Maybe them and Nick LoPiccolo are on even footing. But when you're like doxing people and shit, you're taking it to this whole other level that's just completely, it's just fucking disgusting. And then when they all retreat at the same time, it just seems so obvious what happened. I forget the initial point I was trying to make. Oh yeah. So someone said in chat, sickos fucked around till they found out or whatever. That's exactly it. It's sort of like punching the bully in the face, what Nick did. Because he goes, hey, Tony Khan, calls him out. And then it's like every fucking thing, all of these people back down. And I'm sitting here like it's a new day. Yes, it is, because maybe some honest discourse surrounding AEW will come about because of this. Maybe we can get to a place where it's like, okay, these people were right about all like this fucking weirdo behavior and why people like, I've said it for a long time, the sickos and this type of shit and the dirt sheets fucking sweeping for AEW is why so many fans have turned this shit off. So many hardcore wrestling fans and casuals just get lost in the sauce. Freddie Prinze Jr. talked about this on his show as well, Wrestling with Freddie recently. He was like, yo, some of these celebrities, like the reason you don't see the celebrities on Stranger Things is because you don't want to get, and he didn't say Kat Dennings, but he's like, you don't want to show up on the show and have all the fucking deal with 3 days of internet fans going, you're fucked. Oh, the Fed. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Like even Freddie Prinze pointed that shit out, and he loves AEW, and he hates on the ESPN deal and things like this. So he's willing to call it like he sees it. And he's saying like, yeah, some of these guys, like some of these celebrities, some of their agents aren't going to tell them to go and do that. They're not going to make time for that in their schedules because for sure WWE and Netflix reached out to some of these people. But they're not going to make time for that when they're huge stars and they got to deal with 3 days of fucking, or they look under Vanessa Hudgens' fucking posts and they see what some of these redacts post under their shit. Like they don't want to deal with that, So, it is funny how like they turn the lights on and the roaches scattered, dude. And it just sort of goes to show you like they operate on this like we'll control you with fear of fucking getting you fired and stooging where you live and all this shit. It's fucking gross. And it's cringe that this isn't the first time dirt sheets have been involved in false doxings and shit, and or like people in the fucking people who these dirt sheets talk to. Like we're about to see Dave was engaging with this Ron account. Dave engages and goes back and forth with this Noah Gilbert account that's triggering everyone lately for his fucking shit takes on stuff. And it's more than just like, it's just gross, the defending just to defend, and it is whack on the WWE side too when people do that. Like any criticism towards WWE, you have people, but at least they just try and like meme and make it funny, and it's not so much of like this sicko weird behavior that comes of it. But yeah, the Shield's gone. Like how many times have we owned that guy on this fucking show? So moving along here, man, this Ron guy, like, let's just go through these because I don't know what order. We've established who Ron is and Nick's tweets are fucking disappeared. So we don't even really, we're just going to have to go through these. Okay. We've established who Ron is, I think, as best as we can without the other tweets. Like Nick had a bunch of screen grabs and shit. I should have saved them all. But, Sammy Gurr says, see a pattern here. TK thrives on seeing other people lose their jobs. So let's see. JD from NY. I'm over here now. Now I'm over here with JD. Oh, let me ask you about this, JD.
Sure thing, bro. Sure thing.
So Nick LoPiccolo tweets this out. Careers don't stall. They change velocity. This wasn't about leaving. It was about runway. What comes next moves faster. Next phase already in motion. Another announcement soon. And so JD says, fucking rockstar. Excited to see what Nick does next. Huge congrats to him on a very promising move. Capiche? And then this Ron guy spurgs out on fucking JD. Like, bro, you're busted. This is like, should I do it in Tony's voice? I don't know. In Tony McRon's, or Tony Ron's voice. I guess that's his new name. This is like congratulating you for no longer commentating hog. Congrats, they 100% fired him. And it's like, even if they did, how do you know? And he was saying shit like this because we lost the tweet. So I'm going to have to speak. This is like, this is me paraphrasing, but this Ron guy was saying to Nick, like, you saw the emails, Nick. You know I know. You confirmed it. Like, you know what I saw and all this stuff. And it's like, okay, let's say you did it, whatever. That just stooges that it's Tone. Like, who else would it be? And Nick had some cool shit. Like, he was dropping people's DMs and shit, which I don't know if that's cool, but when your back is against the wall in this Tone situation, I get it. If it's just like to hurt someone, that's kind of lame, but that's not what he was doing, right? Like he was fucking jabbing and crossing and 1 and 2 in his way. Just, he's jabbing and leg kicking his way out of this fucking corner before he unleashed and dropped the bomb, right? So, and I've heard rumors. I'm going to throw rumors out there, and this is just shit I've heard, like not connected, and I'm not a dirt sheet, so it doesn't matter anyways what I say. Doesn't matter what your boy Phil says because, I'm not connected to any of this shit. And this is just shit I heard completely separate of this stuff, right? Is that Mega, like Tony has heat with Mega and shit. And I talked about this on the show a while back. Like I've heard rumors that like, she's like, fuck AEW and this Tony kid. Like he's just created problems for her. And she's like a legal person in their family. So would this not affect her in some way too if this went to court or some shit, dude? I don't know, but I've heard rumors that like she's mad at him and fucking things like this too. Maybe that's all made up. I don't know. This is all made up. This is South Park. Okay? I have no idea what I'm even talking about. I'm drunk. It doesn't but yeah, so Nick posted things like about that as well, where he connected dots of like all this shit. So it's unfortunate his account's gone, but we'll make do with what we got here, guys. So you haven't connected any dots, but you finally admit you got fired. Good job. Al? So this guy's really like, yeah, dude, I fucking know shit. I am the mind freak. Okay, that's the same tweet I keep pulling up. So he's like, I know stuff, dude. And it's like, well, how do you know stuff? And then here's some more posts from Sammy Gurr, who posts, no, that's Nick's game because he's trying to pinpoint where I got it from. This isn't my first rodeo. Nick knows I'm not lying, though. Otherwise, he would call me a liar, and he hasn't. So again, this guy calling out like, well, Nick won't say that this dude's a liar because if he does what?
Liar!
You're just a random sicko account. So what would this be? Why wouldn't he just call you a liar? Like, I don't know. I think this is just kind of admitting you're Tony Khan. But this is just my opinion. And I'm Clifford the Big Red Dog. I'm a cartoon character. So Ron says, I notice how your replies to me are very carefully worded. Yeah, Ron, projection, just like yours. Just like AEW Shields. Just like some of these other sickos who've disappeared. Seems now a lot of the sicko bots who threaten shit and stuff have disappeared too, but I'm just pointing out shit I was picking up on. I don't know. So Ron says, you never outright denied anything I've said. You say things like, okay, bet, and post it, and you know exactly why. No, because it's called calling you on your bluff, stupid. So he's saying, yeah, do it. Pull up. You know, do it. Fucking drop the receipt then. But you know why you're not dropping the receipt too, if it's true, if you have it, which maybe it does mean Nick LoPiccolo got fired. I don't even care. That's like the least important detail in all of this, guys, is if Nick got fired. Because at the end of the day, people were going to fucking docs, security and shit got involved. Like it was an ordeal. Okay. So whether he got laid off or fired, I mean, okay, he's a Hollywood agent. What do you guys think that accomplished? You know? Like, what's to stop CAA or someone from swooping in and being like, yeah, we'll take this 17-year vet and the clients he'll poach for us? Like, what's to stop that? You guys got to watch fucking Entourage or something. It's like, I don't even really know what that did. He could open up his own shit. It's like a law firm. He'll just open up his own fucking agency and they'll whatever, you know, like, dude will land on his feet. I'm sure of it. But, Ron says, you say things like, okay, we read that. Why don't you tell the class what Paradigm told you 10 days ago about your erratic behavior? So you're a Paradigm agent who doesn't like Nick and loves AEW. Not likely, because you guys rep all these WWE people and AEW's laughable. Or else you're Tony's best friend, or else you're Tony, or else you're someone really close to Nick that's fight, but like who would he fight? You know what I mean? Like who could you? We're just trying, like a detective will just be objective, look at the simplest answers. It's someone really close to the situation at the very least, if this part's true. But if it's admitting a firing, and this is what Ron or Tony McRon or Tony Cron, whatever you want to call him, what Ron is too dumb to fucking realize, and what Tone would be on too much Starbucks and fucking Adderalls to realize, is that allegedly is that if that's true, then you played a hand in all of his theory in the doxing and the getting him fired, which that has to be illegal too. No, like that's some fucking shit right there. Like, so it proves both things true. Does that make sense, chat? Like it proves both things. Then if that is true, then that you know about this firing thing, then who are you to it to where you're so close? Then it proves Nick that they all had a hand in getting him fucking fired. So what? This is it's just a bunch of dummies thinking they own Nick LoPiccolo, and you notice none of the dirt sheets are running with it. It's very TMZ-ish, I guess. Like Ringside News has got it covered. But if this happened to Trips or Vince, imagine what all the dirt sheets would be running with right now. So, yeah, here's the other tweet. I noticed how your replies to me. Oh yeah, did we read that one, or there was something about erratic behavior? Maybe this is so this is it. In the class, why don't you tell the class what Paradigm told you 10 days ago about your erratic behavior, Nick? So there you go. That was the same tweet. Sorry. So very, very, very fishy. And then the usual suspects pop up and start hating on this motherfucker. Right? And to connect some more dots here, and again, this could be a reach, but Meltzer said what? Dropped this. Okay, and he's replying to AEW Neckbeard here. Let's see what Neckbeard said. Oh, yeah. Oh my god, dude, come on. That fucking rules. Yeah, that one popped me, dude. That is so good. Ron at Ron114, whatever's all elite, dude. That's fucking funny right there. And so Meltzer said what responds to this and goes, and we all know, right? Tony Khan is a huge Orange Cassidy mark. Okay. And so I guess he asked AI this stuff to connect some dots. So, or maybe he just looked up some facts. I don't know what Meltzer said what did entirely. But Google AI comes back to him and says, in early 2023, it was highlighted that the lazy, cool character of All Elite Wrestling, Orange Cassidy, is heavily inspired by Paul Rudd's character Andy from the 2001 cult movie Wet Hot American Summer. And he played Andy, I think, in the 2 follow-up series that Netflix did. But the connection, the character traits, nonchalant, wearing sunglasses, and seemingly not caring, were intentionally drawn from Paul Rudd's performance in that film. Paul Rudd's reaction in February 23, Rudd was made aware of this connection by a journalist acknowledging the resemblance. AEW's response. Following this, AEW owner and booker Tony Khan secured the rights to the song Jane by Jefferson Starship, which Orange Cassidy began using as his entrance theme, adding to the thematic connection. And the thematic connection of Jane. And remember, Tony Khan was bragging about that. What is Jane by Jefferson Starship's connection to Paul Rudd? Or is that the song used in the movie? It was, used for that film. So, and then Tony was all proud of it. So he clearly loves it. Like, bro, that's what I'm fucking saying.
Wrestling's not fake!
Like, I don't mean to sound the alarms, but dude, like, is this all a coincidence? They all nuke their accounts and then Google just makes these connections quick? Or like, obviously Meltzer said what is able to reaffirm the connections he put together with the Paul Rudd. That account had Paul Rudd on it, right? Like the fucking dude, the account gets nuked. Like, so what is this, like Orange Cassidy's account? Whose account is this? You know? And we already know that they've done sicko shit with Don Stevens. Like that got out of hand until people called it out and said it was Aubrey Edwards. And then boom, what happens? Fucking Don Stevens disappears. Nobody's getting copyright claimed and shit. So just hilarious, man. Like, that's so funny. Shout out the fucking GOAT. Meltzer said what for that. I don't know where he saw it or how he pieced it together, but god damn it, man. That is good stuff. And then a GOAT for neckbeards with the fucking oh my god, dude. That is too good. So moving along here. Uncle Dave was talking to this motherfucker and we don't know what he was saying. I wish people could say someone maybe used the Wayback Machine and figure out what he was saying about this fucking guy.
Poor people don't like AEW.
Or to this guy. But he's not hating on this guy. He's putting this Ron guy over. That's as silly as the insane AEW haters. NXT ratings are far from a disaster. And so you can imagine, and I know this because I cover Dave all the time, Dave Meltzer, Dumb Moment of the Week, every Thursday live on YouTube. Bonus episodes coming to Patreon soon. And Dave Meltzer, when he responds to people like this, so obviously the Ron guy was like, it's dumb when people hate on AEW when this is the case. And then Dave Meltzer is responding, that's as silly as the insane AEW haters type thing, right? Like he's agreeing with this guy. I concur, Ron. And so this Ron account also followed Dave Meltzer and BJ Bethel and all the usual suspects, responded like a spurg to all the fucking haters, especially JD. People in AEW fucking hate JD. People in AEW have put me over, so I don't fucking know, but they fucking hate I'm sure some of them hate me too. Like Dax has blocked me, Swerve has blocked, but they don't like fucking argue with me. Like Dax is so triggered by JD, he fucking, AEW removed me as a follower and then I had to refollow them once. So that's like the worst I have it. They'll straight up block some of these other motherfuckers. I'm sure they got fucking some of these dudes blocked, So either way, Dave responding to one of these accounts. And the other thing is some of these journalists were following this Ron account, or quote unquote journalist, Bethel, if you consider these guys fucking journalists. Like I'm pretty sure Bethel and Dave and shit followed this guy. People found out too. So again, Dave just getting
or, the young superstar, babyface, that former heel thing. So,
and we move along here to BJ Bethel. So Meltzer said what posts, like all these phony fucks flock together. And so we take a look at this thread that Meltzer said what has going, and frolic theme play. So what is this? Well, look at what we have here. Turns out BJ Bethel is besties with the F4W 25-year troll Rovert. So do TW, aka the Irish Hobbit. So we talked about this earlier. This guy SODUTW, he's been banned from the Observer message board. They didn't want to ban him. He was on the board to begin with, but he's one of these guys who's like, yeah, the fucking school shoe sting was great, or the theater, America deserves this stuff and shit like that, like a crazy radical guy, right? Just an unhinged motherfucker. And you see, like, this is the guy that Sap was responding to, and they're like, oh, AEW or WWE could send ICE to the AEW show. And then Sap was like, I truly believe this. I was actually scared that would happen. Like, that's what he fucking said to this guy. And this is a dude who's like banned, like everybody online, squared circle people even are like, fuck this guy. He's too unhinged and crazy. And so BJ Bethel's like buddies with this guy and all this stuff. So Meltzer said what post? Well, what have we here? Turns out BJ Bethel is besties with the F4W 25-year troll Rovert, aka the Irish Hobbit, U.S. domestic terrorist enthusiast, who just happens to be DM buddies with Tony. And apparently this So Do guy fucking DMs with Tone. Steamboat Tone on the Super Yacht Kismet. Tone is fucking pretending to be Ron and shit. And DMing with this guy and BJ Bethel. Things that make you go, So here's Bethel. Steph sure didn't see it that way, responding to the guy. Ha ha ha, laughing at his jokes. It's a shame more people won't get that. You can't have a rational argument with someone who refuses rationality. Maybe they can bring in Andrew Schultz and look at no motion. Like no likes to these replies. Zero motion, zero clout. Because these guys live in a delusional bubble. People see their shit and they just keep moving. Because it's fucking stupid. Right? And that's also what Nick LoPiccolo tweeted about that is now no longer visible. He talked about the signal boosting. Like fucking Tone would say some shit. It gets like 500,000 views from who? From bots. They send it to fucking... Man, this is what's been coming out too. Shout out Jimmy Dore and Kurt Metzger, who posted a video about like, and this is deep in the conspiracy weeds, but this shit exists. Like, this is what I try to explain on the show all the time. Right now, people are getting paid, and this is real, for social media hits. So it's like, let's say you want to detract on something. People can get paid if they reach X amount of hits. It's like bounties of engagement farming. So like create an account, do whatever you got to do, but get this much, whatever politician or whatever company, like you go out there and get this much Marvel praise or Marvel hate out there, or detract on this person who's in the news cycle right now. If you hit 100,000 views on your post, here's $5,000, right? I'm just like pulling numbers out of my ass, but Jimmy Dore blew this fucking thing wide open, and again, and like that for sure's happening. Billionaires and people in the industry and stuff, they know all about this. And this is why when Elon bought Twitter, he's like, dude, the bots are way worse than anyone could imagine. Imagine how they are on other apps too. That it's not really a prolific or prevalent conversation or relevant or topical conversation to talk about the fucking bot activity like it is on Twitter because it's the discourse app. But like, how bad are the bots on Blue Sky and all these other fucking apps that we don't even really talk about? It's crazy. So the bot activity goes beyond just bots. And I've tried to talk about this on the show as well. I'm just bad at explaining it. Other people explain it way better. But it's like, there are people paid by Disney to just stand fucking Wonder Man all day. There are people probably paid to do conformity gate tweets all day. And if not, there's people in a fucking room somewhere in India or in Arizona in the desert or in fucking, Nigeria or whatever. And there's just bot farms where they got VPNs and 12 fucking devices going. The music industry in America works that way, where the fucking studios they have rooms of tablets just running people, Justin Bieber streaming numbers up. You know what I'm saying? Like, this isn't some uncommon thing. And it's not even that it's bots, but it's bot activity. Like, it's a person doing the shit. And that's why it's so funny that all these accounts deleted. Again, it just further solidifies that notion, that idea, that thing that's being blown wide open in other categories other than just wrestling. Are you guys following me? Am I cooking, chat? Let me fucking know. Hit the like button. Subscribe, super chat in, support the show. So BJ Bethel, man, he's just laughing it up, hamming it up with So-Do, who's a fucking uber sicko, who also has DM chats with Tony Khan. We know BJ Bethel and Tony Khan talk. We know Dave and BJ scratch each other's backs. We already know that. We know that Dave will say, I never claimed there's 500,000 watching on Max. But then he condescends and talks down to people as though there are 500,000 watching on Max and watching Tommaso Ciampa debut on Dynamite, right? So we know that, we know that that's happening already. So I'm not going to read all of these, but BJ Bethel's down with sickos. He's down with the sickness. So-Do T, you got banned from being on the Observer Forum once for cheering on the Aurora movie theater shoe sting and the Boston Marathon balming bee. Sit the F down with your phony morality. And again, it's like these guys' most alt-right accounts. It's like, then what the fuck are you? So look, David Bix, don't shoot the messenger. So-Do TW asked me to ask you to please unblock him. Fucking Tony Khan responding to this guy who's cheering on shoe
The best
stings.
guys, Tony Khan.
And directly asked this guy to get Bix, another uber sicko redact, to unblock him. Are you fucking kidding me, man? Like,
You fucking mark!
if this isn't a smoking gun, and then this Ron guy follows all of these people.
The best guys, Tony Khan.
And is followed by these people. They're in chats getting each other unblocked and shit. Tony directly talks to this guy who's too sicko for the Observer message boards. And we're supposed to sit here and pretend like Tone isn't catering to the wrong audience. And that audience is fucking, not the ones who just enjoy the wrestling and enjoy the matches, but the online, or not even that audience. Sorry, I'm done attacking the AEW audience because they're dwindling. Okay? It's the fucking online bot stands who aren't even the real audience. They're just fucking fake accounts there to help Tone and do all this sicko shit and try and get people fired and help engage in the cult. And there's other people who fall into it. Like, there are real people out there, guys, who just stand AEW. You guys see that Justin Wang guy? He was on like Machinima Media, or what was it called back in the day? Machinima or whatever. I used to watch his shit. But now, literally, I can't even watch his content because he's such an AEW sicko Fed hater. When it's like, why do you care? Just make your YouTube videos. Like, why? What the fuck is it? And like, it's fine. That's his opinion. But it's just hard for people to get behind. We know Tone is catering. Like, okay, let's say some of these people are real. And So-Do TW, that SODU guy. That's not one of Tone's accounts. That's just a real guy. But like, he fucks with Tone and he fucks with Ron and he fucks with, Bix and Bethel and all these guys. It's just a masturbatory circle jerk of fucktards. And so, again, like, Tone was going to bat for this guy, an unhinged fucking sicko. Right. And then I also pointed out too, Tone went and talked to some sickos and was like, I'm going to switch Mina Shirakawa's music back. And it seemed so phony and fake how he responded to these two like bot accounts. Just literally two bot accounts were like, oh, Tone, we want Mina's old music back. And then Tone responds to these two like random accounts. I bet they don't even exist anymore is the thing. And Tone's like, don't worry, we're switching it back. But then meanwhile, this fucking guy comes out and goes, yo, y'all stole this fucking beat from me or whatever. You guys stole it. I was going to get him on the show. And he didn't, his account got locked down and he's fucking gone to this guy who's like, yo, you guys stole this music from me or whatever. That's why they had to switch the music, not for the reason, not because the fans asked for it back, but notice how like two sickos wanted the music back. Tone responds to two random like bot accounts. We covered it on the show. And then fucking Dave comes out and is like, yeah, I mean, the fans asked for the music back. And so Tony listens to the fans. You guys remember that shit? It just dawned on me. It's like, well, it's kind of clear what was going on there, no? Like, they put out a fake bot narrative of, oh, the fans want it back, so Tony switches it back or clears it or works it out and keeps the new theme. But, like, this guy all of a sudden locks down his account and disappears, who's saying Tone was stealing the music. I'm not alleging anything here. I'm just, like, sort of puzzle piecing this together.
Allegedly.
I don't know, man. It just seems really fucking sketchy to me, man. It just seems like none of this has been a coincidence this whole time. You know, like Husey told the story about a K100 listener on the show that fucking, you know, like just bots went after him and shit too, the way they went after Nick LoPiccolo, dude. So it's unfortunate, but let's see here. So some characters we know, and here's some characters we know and love jumped and piled on both Tony and Nick LoPiccolo in this situation. And so r/squared circle, and Alfred Konowa posted this. He wrote, they're one of the biggest AEW cheerleading platforms on Beyonce's internet. Here they are trying to discredit Nick LoPiccolo for outing Tony Khan's burners, only for the post to be deleted by the author, much like a TK burner account. The irony got me weak. And again, dude, Reddit is the most sickos ever. Like it is such a sicko app. And they're fucking mentally ill. Recently, some subredditor from like live streams or whatever, he was like the moderator. He fucking made this video after they like banned him as a moderator, and he's a mentally deranged sicko, like literally exactly the type of person you think fucking redditors are and stuff. And r/squared circle, they always do this shit where they're like very pro AEW and whatnot. The mods are, it's all good if you guys interact in there, get some news from there, whatever. But how ironic that they fucking made this post and then they delete it too. Why? Because Tone is why? Because they're in a group chat of bots allegedly or something. I swear to God. What else could it be? Tone wants zero heat. He just is going to put this in his past and forget about it and stop taking his victory laps. Unless it's like the Bucks. Like, who takes victory laps in an empty ring? The Bucks. So is it the Bucks? Fucking Ron and Don Stevens over here, the Young Bucks? Like, who is it, dude? You know, it's got to be someone like super close to the situation. If they're, well, I mean, hey, fucking Nick, I think, exposed that it's Tone himself. So it's not like I'm speaking out of turn here by saying, if it's not Tone, who the fuck is it, right? That's what everyone else is saying. So much like TK's burner, though, they delete this shit. Why? Why would they delete it? Why would that get fucking deleted? Again, the antennas go up. So Alfred Konowa posted a video here, and let's take a listen to this, just sort of summating what we've been babbling about.
Tony Khan was finally exposed for allegedly using burner accounts. Notice I said he was finally exposed because Tony Khan using burners on Twitter is a bigger open secret in wrestling than contract tampering.
That freaking Kendall Gray. I'm not kidding, man. If I'm Tony Khan, I'm offering her like 10 times what she makes in NXT right now and bringing her in to be one of the top 3 in that division.
Tony seems to have sicked several sicko accounts on top agent and friend of the show Nick LoPiccolo, including one account, Ron11479. I'm not reading all that shit. Suddenly, several burners.
Me neither, bro. Me neither.
Are mysteriously disappearing faster than a Dynamite rating now that Tony Twitter fingers is being called out. It's no secret that TK was basically
and like Alfred's going hard in the paint. Him and Disco recently got hacked too. Two people that the sickos absolutely fucking hate. The sickos and fucking these dirt sheet writers, they hate Nick LoPiccolo. Some of them. I mean, I'm sure some of them like him, but they, they fucking hate Kanawa and they fucking hate Disco. And then they just randomly get hacked. I just think it's all too coincidental.
I don't think it's a stretch to suggest Shad was usually too busy doing billionaire shit. Fuck them kids. And fuck what you heard. Tony Khan is every bit the soulless billionaire of Vince McMahon. He only seems harmless because, unlike Vince, Tony is a billionaire without a soul or a spine. And because he looks and acts like he spent prom night at Magic the Gathering, Tony relates to the bottom of AEW's fan base and seems harmless, as if he's above coordinated attacks online. Our junior correspondent, disc jockey Vladimir, recently spoke with NJF, and here's what he had to say about Tony's burners.
If you're going to crash out at the sight of negativity, maybe you should create your own AEW bubble.
What, so my timeline could be filled with Tony Khan and his burner?
Yes.
And his burning desire about pro wrestling? All those AEW Twitter accounts that praise me endlessly are totally legit. And they're not burners. They're not his burners or mine. I don't know why people said that or where that came from, but I've actually never seen Tony Khan on a message board in my life.
Well, it looks like TK was burned by his own burners after.
And the problem is, like, all the people who like Elboo glazes and he's glazing Dave, and then you look at like MJF will pop up on Elboo's streams and shit. Like, it's just all fucking, it's craziness. So other people got in the mix here. So Switchblade had a conspiracy of his own, and him and Nick LoPiccolo started going at it. So him and Nick LoPiccolo started going at it over 100% misunderstanding, and then they just both made it personal and went off because, again, Switchblade will just, like, I've fucking argued. Don't agree with all the shit. Him and I have disagreed with a bunch of shit, right? Like, I've always been like, TNA should be on Thursdays. He's like, no, it should go head-to-head on Wednesdays. Like, there's tons of shit that fucking I would disagree with him on. Or not even disagree. Like, he just doesn't give a fuck. He'll call out. That's why I enjoy looking at his shit. He'll call out Netflix. He'll call out TNA if they're papering houses. He'll call out fucking whatever he thinks should be called out, whether you agree with it or not. But yeah, I hit him up. I'm like, dude, why are you fucking like, what's going on? Like, explain this shit. What's going on here? So Switchblade was like, since you drew first blood, because I guess Nick LoPiccolo, we can't see it, but he like dropped DMs between them. God damn it. I wish I could fucking read them. Because I guess Switchblade and him were going back and forth, like not even in DMs. They were friendly in DMs. And Nick was like, dude, I don't know what the point is. I wish I could fucking read them, but I guess like Switchblade and him were friendly in DMs. And then Switchblade goes, since you drew first blood by posting private messages, do you want to tell everyone how you have access to Social Rosie Deadline account? Do you write her articles for her, or does she send her stuff for you to approve it? And so I guess here's a screen grab. Now, where the fuck did this come from? I don't know where this came from. Like maybe Rosie Cordero. Mariah May reveals new WWE look, talks evolution from model to wrestler. So I don't know what this is a screen grab of. I tried to get that clarified, right? And I hit up Switchblade. I'm like, what does this mean? I didn't understand what this meant, what this meaned, God damn it. We're getting more redacted the further we go into this fucking this fucking crazy sicko situation that happened this week, the last week and a half, right? But I guess this is here's the thing though, in Hollywood, like, again, to defend Nick, he might know her. Yeah, so what? You know what I mean? Like, that's, you build connections. That's a lot of what journalism is, right? You get sources, they tell you things, they give you the nod, print this, say this, don't say this, whatever. Sure, that happens a lot. I think this lady also wrote about the girl who left with Sydney Sweeney. So it may be like Paradigm people know this lady and they're just giving her the story. So that's not a big deal at all. But I guess he's like, I don't know. I have no clue. And then she covered Mariah May favorably. So yeah, in Hollywood, that's what agents do, bro. You use I don't know if Switchblade understands this. You use your fucking connections to get your people gigs, right? That's why it's not like Paradigm is going to just take all of fucking Nick LoPiccolo's clients. You're going to see people leave with him. And some of them are going to go unnamed because some of them aren't public. Like he's not public. They're not public about who represents them and shit. A bunch of wrestlers and celebs and shit. So you will see some people stay with him and some people go with him, just because of the opportunities and doors he's been able to open and stuff like this. Like, again, that's why Sydney Sweeney left with that other chick. Oh, Sydney Sweeney's just flushing her career. She's like a huge box office draw right now. It's like, come on. So I don't know what he's getting at with this. Like, he's on, do you know her or is this your account or whatever? But I guess if Nick dropped private DMs again, that's kind of fucked to do. But this guy's been going, like Switchblade and him have been going back and forth. So at what point, like, I don't know who crossed the line first. I'd have to really go through and read each and every fucking tweet they've had back and forth. And ain't nobody got time for that. I went outside to get me a cool pop and Lord, I said, oh Lord Jesus, there's a fire. I quickly popped onto Twitter to see what's going on, and oh Lord Jesus, there's a fire. Right? Like, they're just going at it, and the responses are obviously deleted if Nick had any. So moving along here. So, this guy goes, pretty obvious that Tony Khan got Nick LoPiccolo fired and that the mutual. Oh yeah. This is how this all started too, though, because their first butting of heads did start with a So Switchblade, there was this other account. Maybe it was the Ron account. Maybe it's this other account. I don't fucking know. But Switchblade told me, he's like, no, I know this guy who has this account and he knows AEW people. And I was trying to back up Nick LoPiccolo and point out that how would this guy know about Nick getting fired if that was the truth? If he knows AEW people, then that just validates everything Nick's saying. And then I think Nick responded to him and was like, fuck you, I wouldn't believe you and some other person or whatever. We covered it on the show. And that 100%, according to Switchblade, was a misunderstanding. Like, he was tweeting out in support of Nick, like, dude, how do these guys on the AEW side, how do they all know about this? Right? And then they started beefing. So that's unfortunate that that's how it started. But, I mean, yeah, they both kind of sunk to levels here to get at each other. But Nick LoPiccolo, so Switchblade says, pretty obvious that Tony Khan got Nick LoPiccolo fired for that mutual parting, and that mutual parting was not really mutual, though I am sure Nick will come out of it just fine. It does show you the media campaigns that go on behind the scenes. True, just a very objective statement, I would say. And then Nick says, I guess I did block you, but I can still QT you. First, you don't even spell my name correctly. So that's a big thing as well, is like Nick LoPiccolo, capital P, the guy that got doxxed, like no capital P and things wrong. And again, I'm not trying to fucking bring it up. That's so gross, but it's just the fact it even got took to that level. Why pile on top of Nick? He's clearly a victim in this. Tone isn't, and AEW isn't a victim, aren't victims for having their shitty production and catering clowned and shit. They should have that figured out. Especially when the everybody talks shit about, well, Tony's got infinite bucks and he's got infinite money and it's blah, 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 how they treat people there. Meanwhile, like WWE treats the fucking sickos who run hate campaigns. If you're in the dirt sheets, you get treated better than these guys were treated at an AEW show. If you get a media pass, you get a comfy ass seat, monitors, food and shit. Like, you're doing better than fucking these guys were doing that day. So again, people just talking out of their asses. So Nick, I guess he says he did block him here, right? And so, second, you have less than zero idea what you were talking about, so please shut the fuck up and sit this out. And so Switchblade says, I am sincerely sorry, Nick LoPiccolo, for spelling your name wrong. And then he does it again. Answer me one question, Mr. LoPiccolo. What's your connection with Rosie Cordero? So again, man, probably just someone that he has a rapport with that, yes, covers what him and his clients favorably at Deadline, because that's his job, is to make connections and get his clients the best coverage. And these people writing these stories want these connections. And it's not like pro wrestling where there's a campaign to just like every media outlet isn't like, okay, we're tearing Disney down in the MCU. Yes, there's fans doing it. Yes, there's campaigns likely from certain companies to tear other companies down. But if you if you go into other spheres, I don't know what to tell you guys, but if you go into other spheres, these things sort of exist, but it's just different. In Hollywood, everyone wants to know whatever celebrity connection they can get to write fluff pieces about celebrities or whoever the fuck or whatever. So to me, that's like a non-thing, right? Now, if Switchblade's like, because he said something where you logged into her account, but it's like she could have just sent a screen grab to him that he then shared, if he shared that, because that's just a screen grab, Switchblade. I don't know where that shit's coming from. That's not coming from Nick's account. So it's like, yeah, she could have screen grabbed it and sent it to him and was like, here, I finished this article on Blake. We're going to post it tomorrow. That's something you'd tell someone's agent. Like, I don't know. To me, that seems like very standard shit. I'm not trying to sweep for either of these fucking guys here. I'm just trying to call it down the line. Fair ball. Let's play ball. Let's get it on. Come on. Right? And then Switchblade goes, Nick LoPiccolo, I thought, said Tony Khan couldn't hurt a fly. Now you're out here crying that he tried to get you fired. But did he get him fired? See, that's the thing we have no fucking proof of. Ultimately, at the end of the day. But those burners, if they are Tone, then doesn't that sort of admit, isn't that everyone agreeing that Tone then did get him fired? I confused. I'm confused right now, right? I don't really know what's going on here. But yeah, so Sap, this is last year. Paradigm, who represents Punk, Jade, and Liv, have signed a top AEW star, Fightful is told. Nick LoPiccolo says, compare the number of views that this tweet has to the final quarter hour of Collision. Oh, and then look, dude, he got raged. Like, people were mad at him again because he has to understand, Sap and these dudes will fucking, the Fightful marks and the elbow marks, which are like all like the same. That's like the same sicko bubble. A little different than the Observer bubble. More popular, I would say. More out there. Like as far as like fucking... Like they have a YouTube presence. They're not just like all these old guys. They're, you know... They're at least like people who should understand. But they sweep for Tone in AEW. And like... I hope everyone realizes, like, I don't know, if you're talking shit about AEW to Sap like that or to people at Fightful, that's going to get back to Tone in them. They will play nice to you and then get it fucking back to the people who need to hear it and see it. I'm telling you right now, man. That's how these dirt sheet guys move. Dose pointed that out when we did the Saturday night main event watch along. Dose pointed out how he's had similar situations happen to him where like he wasn't allowed to leak certain news, but he was allowed to leak other news about MLW and shit like that. So I don't know, whatever. That's a whole other situation. What's the sitch? Do. And so this guy Stooge goes, this is how an agent acts. Who hurt you in AEW so much? Tony, LMFAO? And then Nick's like, Tony's great. He couldn't hurt a fly. But then now he's crying that he got you fired is what Switchblade is saying. Yeah, I guess that could be a bit of an own, I guess. So Switchblade goes, what this whole situation has shown is that Tony Khan is way smarter than Nick LoPiccolo. At least Tony Khan shows that if you want to be an IWC nerd while also being in a high profile position, you should do it with a burner account and not your real account. At least Tony knows that if you want to be an IWC nerd while also being in a high profile position, you should do it. See, I don't think Nick was in an IWC nerd situation. Maybe with the like level of sickos and wackos he'd tangle it up with. Maybe, yeah. But he would like come in spurts. He would like be gone for a few days, then come back. And I just think his objective, some people get it, but some people have sort of overlooked it, especially people who just look at it as an attack on AEW. I said it on the member show, man. One day it'll come out. And hopefully I'll be the one to relay it. Just some shit about motive when it comes to this whole, you know, Nick's a good dude. He's just very business minded, bro. It's just very much like how to make waves, change shit, blur the lines, how to get more opportunity for these clear superstars. Like pro wrestlers, man, they can act, they can get live, they're personable, they can get people to love them, hate them, they can do their own stunts, right? And there was so much opportunity that Vince McMahon left on the table that a guy like Nick watched, and then now that there's a new regime and then he gets in a position of power there where he's at, or just in a position where his clientele's fucking banging, you know, he's signing everyone up, and now all these opportunities are open and wrestling's popular again. And it's not like he hates AEW, but once Tony and Dave and these guys and these clear sickos who are all connected, like Nick just put it on fucking paper or he just put it on digitally. What does Eminem say? I put it on wax, then served you. He just put it on wax and then fucking served all these sickos and connected the dots for everyone. Like, okay, but that's after they made it personal by trying to dox him and shit. Like he was just memeing and cracking jokes and arguing with sickos. Then they took it to a whole other level. And then that's when it becomes personal. So then he just fucking serves you all. It's not like he was trying to tear down AEWubs. It literally was not that at all. Even when Andrade went to AEW, fucking Nick LoPiccolo supported it. And was like, I won't hate on him, if you guys remember. So if you really look at his motives at the start and how things were going until like the doxing and all of these alleged phone calls and shit and emails started taking place, then it got personal. How would it not? Right? What's the joke Jimmy Carr says? Like when someone heckles him and he's doing his stand-up bit, Jimmy Carr goes, "Oh, I'm working right now. Do I go down to the docks and pop the cock out of your mom's mouth while she's working or whatever?" Or like, do I go down to the docks and pop the cocks out of your mouth while you're working? You know, that's like one of his responses to fucking people heckling him. It's like Nick didn't go down to fucking the McDonald's and get you all fired or whatever. He didn't call the fucking social service place and get your fucking your food stamps cut off or whatever, you fucking sickos. No, I'm just making fun of shit. But whatever your job, I'm not clowning anyone's job, okay? It's jokes, guys. But it's like he didn't fucking call up wherever you work and fucking try and get you fired, right? It was just he's hating on your he wasn't even hating on AEW. He was pointing out shit they could do better, just in a way that I think he thought they would listen, but these guys just don't listen to criticism. It's very cultish. So again, you protect the leader, Tony Khan. You can't criticize his catering or whatever, because then the sickos are going to be like, it was great catering, even though they don't know, or it's just a burner ran by Tony. Like they're never going to listen to it. But yeah, one day people will know like Nick's true full intentions, and I'm sure he'll tell them on a fucking podcast bigger than mine. But yeah, Switchblade, I don't know, dude. You're kind of piling on the motherfucker. You say he made it personal, but they made it personal, and then you kind of piled on top of it. So I just don't know if And when really there was a misunderstanding between you guys at the jump, which I get Nick went harsh, but you have to understand he's like a bee backed into a corner right now. Like he's high stress, right? You got to believe it, man. He's probably like, what the fuck? Like it just, you know, he's stinging. He's a bee in a corner, fucking stinging the first thing he sees. So, yeah, you just can't take the shit too personally or whatever. But speaking of taking it personally, well, first off, Sickashay jumps in and he claims he's Tony Khan's burner account amid the scandal. And there were people tweeting, I am Tony Khan, like trying to hijack the Spider-Man thing. But it's like, no, you're all just fucking cringe. Spider-Man's a hero. Fake doxing people and operating burners and being a fucking sycophant who can't, like, that's not heroic. But Ricochet says, guys, I'm actually Tony Khan burner. Let's fucking go. Ricochet tweeted. And yeah, this is like Ricochet again. He fucked himself up. Like his stock went down. I know that Tony will pay him because you suck his balls now. And he fucking will pay you a bunch of money because he overpays what you draw, buddy. Like I fucking know. I get it, Ricochet. But him leaning into the sicko shit, I don't know if this was the right one to lean into. And again, this is where it's cringe. You all got comments on this shit, but then with the Hangman Marty Skrull shit, dead silence. So you know Ricochet ain't really about it. If he really wanted to lean into the sicko shit, he'd be like, I'm friends with Marty Skrull too. Or somebody won't fucking do it. Because that's actually like fucked up, you know? And this is kind of fucked up, but there's no like definitive proof that Tone is Ron. Other than like, I believe, my personal belief is that if it's not Tone, it's someone very fucking close to Tone. But I also, my personal belief is that Nick and others believe, and lots of people believe, it's straight up just Tone, rightfully so as well. Okay? So to me, again, I'll pull a fence sit and Phil. If it's not him, it's Nick Jackson. No, Joe, it's like someone really close to him. You know what I'm saying? So that's when Joey Janela gets into the mix here. So Joey Janela drops this video. Nick LoPiccolo's Twitter deactivated for the client's sake. So he's running a victory lap here. And again, unfortunate that, but Janela, like, here's the thing with all of these agencies and shit, like, or like WWE or AEW, Joey doesn't give a fuck and will go at whoever because he's like an indie darling and he will get paid. He runs his own shows. He is enough of a draw in the indie sphere, right? To where he can kind of just say fuck everybody, like because he's, you know, had interviews where he's kind of gone at AEW as well. But yeah, he's like fuck Nick LoPiccolo in this situation, and their beef stems from, you know, they've just sort of talked shit back and forth because Joey Janela like has called out Nick and is like, yeah, I don't know, what is this guy? I don't want him as my agent, or like him and Ricochet like were, you know, talking shit about Nick back and forth or whatever. I can't exactly remember what instigated it, but private DMs between Janela and LoPiccolo go public and it gets very ugly. And the problem with Joey is that he will be like, yeah, man, meet me and let's fucking fight. And it's like, bro, you can't do that. You know, the wrong person's going to fucking do some shit. And tough guys don't do shit like that. Real tough guys aren't like, oh, meet up and let's fight. And we've seen videos of Joey fucking behind the merch table, you know, a bunch of guys running up on him and just not looking like he knows how to throw a fucking punch at all. So, and I'm not hating on Joey. I think he's kind of funny and shit. He is a bit of a dumbass. We've seen the flaming boot spots and the fucking what happened with Sabu is controversial and all that. So he is a dumbass. There's no fucking denying that, right? And if you're going to be dumb, you got to be tough, as the song says, right? And Joey is, I mean, he's tough in a way. He does all this deathmatch shit, so it kind of fits the mold. That song was written for Steve-O, I believe, literally. If you're going to be dumb, you got to be tough. And I think it applies to a lot of these deathmatch guys. So either way, their DMs leak out. And you know, it's unfortunate that all these DMs are getting leaked. That's the grossest shit, you know. But I'm not saying anything's going to happen to Joey, like challenging Nick LoPiccolo. And I'm not even saying he did that with Nick, but he's the type of guy that will just jump in someone's DMs and go, let's fucking fight. Other people have leaked Joey's DMs. It's messy. Joey's a messy dude, period, point blank. He's a messy dude. And so it all started on January 27, 26. So they went back and forth. This guy named Basque, username Basque or Bosque, called out LoPiccolo. And this guy, by the way, I think deleted his account too, if I'm not mistaken. This Bosque guy or Basque or whatever, he deleted his shit. And he was talking shit on with his name Basque or Bosque or whatever on Instagram, I think, too, to Nick LoPiccolo. It's unfortunate Nick LoPiccolo deactivated his shit because so many of those tweets would have came in handy tonight to back up some of the shit I'm saying here, but all good. So Boss called out LoPiccolo for his recently deleted tweet suggesting that he was running from further unprofessional grovel. So Joey made fun of him and he threw a jab about cocaine. Bosk's tweet read, "What happened, Mamba? Where those tweets go? Running from further unprofessional grovel?" Here, we'll share this tab. Further tarnishing a dream job for anyone like me. Bro, oh my God, this is what I mean. These Twitter sickos, like, you couldn't do Nick's job. You couldn't do Tone's job. Tone can't even do Tony's job, guys. Okay, so we're not fucking doing
The best
this,
guys,
like,
Tony Khan.
it's so crazy, man. Everyone thinks they could just they see other people do shit, and it's fine to be inspired, but this is why everything's so oversaturated. Fucking everything. Music is the worst it's fucking been. Everything's so oversaturated. Like, everyone just sees people, like television shows, these shitty streaming shows, how many fucking pods there are out there, all this bad music that comes out, all these fucking, like, it's just oversaturated because everyone's like, oh, I could do this. I could fucking, no, dude, you couldn't do Nick's or Tone's job. Tone can't even do Tone's job. Okay, you're not doing anyone's jobs. Anyways, further tarnishing a dream job for anyone like me. I'd kill to be in your previous position. LoPiccolo wrote, "Hi, I blocked you a long time ago because you're a bad faith actor on this platform. What happened is this. I was getting attacked for drugs or things that crossed the line with Janela, who I've never met." And then Janela writes back, no, LoPiccolo tried to de-escalate tensions by highlighting how personal it became. He says, "I have 2 kids. Please keep it up. I actually have an issue." Janela didn't hold back. He says, "LOL, you already have issues and need help." LoPiccolo tried to keep it civil. "We're both trolling. It is okay. We don't know each other." Janela wasn't done throwing the last shot. "The difference between me and you trolling is you have a lot more to lose than me." That's fucking cringe. Joey, hey, that is fucking sad and pathetic, dude.
Emotional damage.
That's super sad, dog. That makes me feel real bad. In the final part of the exchange, LoPiccolo made it clear that he wasn't interested in online heat. He says, I don't like having heat with talent, any talent, not what I'm about. Anyway, brother, I wish you well. Do not feel obligated to text or call. And so Janela took it to another level. "This Nick LoPiccolo got to have the best cocaine on the planet posting our DMs. I would have never publicly post them myself because it's obviously a man who needs help. Can't expect anything else from a guy who confides with JD from NY. Absolute fucking weirdo head case." Bro, listen, you'd be surprised at the fucking wrestlers and dirt sheets that, I wouldn't use the word confide, but even hit me up and other people in the space. You guys would be fucking surprised, okay? And It's not like talking to JD is a big deal, or if JD and that, because they have camaraderie in the fact that look at what you fucking Redax. You all attack the same people and you're all sickos. Okay. And you're all doing the same shit to the same people. And Dax is printing shirts with JD's cartoon on them and saying, this guy's a loser. And then this guy's getting doxxed and fucking, it's just like, why do you all hate the same people? And Janela, why are you even involved when he tried to de-escalate? Now you're poking the bear again. Why? What's the point of it? You know? So, LoPiccolo's earlier accusation about a suspected burner account tied to Khan. But between Janela's comments and LoPiccolo's effort to walk away, the situation spiraled far beyond just wrestling politics. And so this went down. So let's pull this post up here and let's head over to. So this Bosk guy, no, his Twitter account's still up. This Bosk guy here, I'm calling him Bosk. I think that's he's called. So he says, no, Nick LoPiccolo confirms he's a weak psycho shocker. Am I right? Janela baby tags Joey Janela. So this was Nick LoPiccolo shit. He goes, I reached out to him privately via DM because he kept it up. I'm not a character on a show. I'm a person with 2 kids. I deleted my tweets in reply to him and blocked him after I offered the opportunity to speak with me on the phone. This is what happened. I can't even read that. It's so goddamn small. But basically, let's see what they talked about here. I'll pull it up. I'll make it bigger. Over on the side here for you guys. Am I cooking, chat? Let me know I'm cooking. There better be fucking likes on this video. I want to see some super chats. Some hearts and retweets. I've been going off tonight. So let's get into this here. I think I have it. I can make this bigger over here, guys, and actually investigate what's going on. So basically what was said was, oh, it's still so small and like blurry, whatever. They went back and forth, but the blue is from Nick LoPiccolo. So he licked off like 100 tweets on this guy. Now, if you guys know, I don't know, Nick he will DM you like a few times in a row. Like he is he'll DM me like a bunch in a row, but like just if we're marking out about some shit or something, he is just a wrestling guy too, and he just likes his fucking guys. I'm a punker, you know what I mean? You know what I mean, dude? We mark out about some CM Punk shit. So yeah, but I can't even read all this. But Janela's like, this guy's got to have the best cocaine. Can't expect anything else. Oh, so we read though. So basically, it's just reading their DMs. I mean, reading DMs is fucking gross. I don't need to get into that aspect of it anyways. But yeah, I don't know if that's abnormal for some people. Get excited. Just, I don't know. But yeah, this boss guy was also, he zoomed in on them. I think I can. Yeah. So Nick LoPiccolo's like, I don't need to attack you. He just did my work for me. Dummy. Chat, I'm a dummy. Give me a dummy. Dummy. Yeah.
Dummy. Yeah.
So it says, I don't need to attack you. I don't give a shit. I have 2 kids. Please keep it up. Janela's like, LOL, you already have issues and need help. And then he goes, dude, seriously, who cares? For your kids' sake. Who the fuck cares? And what? I don't want to be a dick. No gimmick. I don't care. Let it go. This isn't real life. And then Janela goes, you're a big Hollywood sports agent. Stick to the professional wrestling politics and backstage happenings. Should be beneath, or stick to that. The pro wrestling should be beneath you. And then Nick goes, what do you care? You don't know what I'm doing. Stop being caught up in the shit. I reached out privately. Yeah, Joey, like, I don't know. You're kind of just being a dick to be a fucking dick. I got to be honest. Like, but he is giving him sound advice, I guess, as far as like for your kids' sake. But again, that's also where people get offended. Like, you said get some help. Move on. Stop, like, just stick to this thing instead of the backstage wrestling politics. Well, why do you give a fuck? How about fuck you, don't tell people what to fucking do? It's not like he's holding L's here. And And he goes, let it go. And then Nick says, let it go or I won't be so cool. I will spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool. And then he goes, nothing bothers me. I'm trolling you because you're acting like a weirdo, jerk off. Okay, so trolling someone is a lot like being an alcoholic by yourself. Like trolling someone in private is like being an alcoholic by yourself. Like it's kind of just sicko shit. You know, I'm not saying having a drink. Like I like to have a couple, even if, you know, hey, I'll couple wines and do some editing. I'm not fucking hating on that. I'm just saying, like, when you're a drunk by yourself, drunk, that's the same as like, oh, I'm going to troll and harass people. Not that this is harassing, but you guys get what I'm getting at. It's a close, you know, trolling, and it toes a fine line, trolling and harassment. But it's like, oh, I'm going to troll someone in privacy. I don't know. What is that? You don't get to see the payoff. There's no payoff. You know, you don't get to see the reaction. It's kind of fucking hack. I don't know. But he goes, I don't care. Go get your bread. Let me know, though. Me either. We're both trolling. It's okay. We don't know each other. And then Joey goes, the difference between me and you trolling is you have a lot more to lose than me. Yeah, I don't know. What the fuck does that mean, dude? That just sounds sad. It's kind of sad the way Joey just, it's very low, it seems like. So, at least in my opinion. So, this whole fucking thing goes down, right? And then in the midst of it, and it involves the NFL commish, by the way, one of the biggest things, which Nick's fucking infinity tweets aren't here for your boy Phil, which is unfortunate, but it would just draw this segment out even longer. But he had tagged like the NFL commissioner and journalists and all this shit. This all popped off, and all these dudes started deleting their accounts once Nick, like, sort of posted proof, or not proof, but like, I don't know. I'm choosing my words carefully too here because, again, I am Stan from South Park, and this is a cartoon, and I don't fucking, right? And I don't know if it's alleged or what, but basically Nick allegedly to like the NFL commissioner and journalists and shit that
allegedly
was using this burner, and it's like the story of the century. You have a multi-billionaire who's involved in all these teams, and he's doing all this fucking nonsense burner shit online, right? He's involved with the Jaguars, and he's involved with Fulham, and he's involved with AEW, and he's this guy who's like flying on private jets and taking super yacht kismets everywhere, and it's great, everything's great. And he's like a guy that's known and tries to be in with NFL films, and you know, he's overly involved in all this shit, and he's a billionaire's son, and Shad Khan's a big deal, and da-da-da-da-da. And then meanwhile, he's potentially using burner accounts to dox and harass and get people fired, like agents in Hollywood and stuff, which is pretty fucked up. And as I pointed out before, like who has to deal with this? Mega, whatever her name is, wasn't she in legal? Apparently she's already mad at AEW and shit. Imagine this shitstorm now they got to deal with. And so, like, that's why all these accounts get nuked or what? It's just funny. But while this all happens, Tone comes out and drops a fucking cringe video. Okay. In the midst of all this, he looks tired as fuck, and it looks sudden as fuck. Let me quickly check in with chat here. Lincoln Hawk for 5 says, don't you dare be sour. Hit the like for your Canadian host and feel the power. It's PWT. Yes, it is. It's Rumble week, and also it is a new day. Like, I'm glad that it was, some of these accounts have been cleansed. Like AEW Shield, you don't help AEW. And and it makes me believe you're also Ron/Tony McCon, because none of you guys help AEW either with this bullshit spurging. And Tone doesn't help AEW ever with his own booking and shit. He doesn't know how to help AEW or himself. So to me, I just like that some of these accounts are gone. With the wind. Da-na. Oh, AEW Shield's gone. With the wind. Down, 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 down. Wow, wow. Lincoln Hawk gifts 5 Pro Wrestle Clips memberships, dude. Huge support, man. Massive support today. Thank you guys. I appreciate that so much. Just in time for Rumble Week. And guys, go back. If you're into all this drama, youtube.com/@ProWrestleClips. Memberships are 99 cents. I do a member show every fucking week. Whether we watch Raw, we do throwbacks, we do drama streams, whatever it is. I did a whole sicko, like 3 hours of sickos and like leading up to this stuff as well. And then tonight's been like 2 hours of fucking sickos. I guess this is sickos. Look at all these deleteds here. No, but thank you so much. Round of applause to the PWT universe. But Tony Khan, man. Steamboat Tone, man. He makes this video and he just looks tired, distraught. He has a Jaguars toque, like, oh, in the midst of all this. He'll respond to sickos about Mina Shirakawa's fucking theme. And here's the thing, too. He's had Nick LoPiccolo's number this whole time. He could call Nick LoPiccolo on the fucking phone. Okay? This entire time he could have done that. And that's how you know. It's like, why hasn't he addressed any of this? He'll respond to sickos about dumb shit. He'll respond to So Do Two and help link him up with Bixenspan, a guy who was down with the Boston bombings and school shootings and shit. And then all of a sudden, instead of responding to any of this shit or being like, bro, this guy's cooked, I don't have burners, he just like quickly makes this video. Quick, let me make this video. The replies are unreal. It's not as long. It's only a 5-minute one, which raises attention for me because, guys, we're on Tony Khan Wildcha every week. And Tone never makes videos only 5 minutes. They're always like 13 minutes. Idiot. So I don't know what's up with that. Your boy Phil has skeptical hippo eyes on that one, but he just looks tired, distraught, and like this seems so. Guys, I do this all the time, okay? I do this all the time on this fucking show where I laugh at and I psychoanalyze and I break down these fucking Tone videos and I roast them and they're fucking hilarious. I know Tony Khan cringe videos are some of my favorite. And they're great. Time Cop. I don't know. And all the other things. But it's like, this one just seemed, I'm going to point out where I see things that seem a little bit off. I know a couple of you guys in chat. I don't know if like Cash Monet done did what. Shout you guys 452s out there. Sauce. I see you guys, man. I see George Capture out here with the 2 likes away. 2 more fucking likes. You know, in chat, I know will point that, and obviously a bunch of you guys I know are out there. And you guys will point some of this out too. I'm sure chat will point out some of the cringe and some of the things that might seem off a little bit from Tone, but just he quickly gets in. He's wearing a Jaguars fucking toque. And he just starts babbling. And then we're going to read the replies to this. Okay. So let's get into this here.
It is great to see you. I am here at the Senior Bowl in Mobile, Alabama, and I am so excited. It's going to be a great week. So many great things happening. Of course,
he doesn't sound excited at all, and he's low energy, low T, and it sounds like nothing is great right now, Tony. By the sound of your voice, let's continue along. It's a great week. Who are you convincing, buddy?
Are you sure about that?
It is for WWE fans in the Royal Rumble.
Of course, I'm here for the Senior Bowl, which is a great tradition and representing the Jaguars. And I love this time of year. A lot of great things happening in football. And it's one of the busiest times for me.
You couldn't be more obvious. So this whole thing gets kicked off because he gets tagged in the NFL by the NFL commissioner. Nick LoPiccolo tags Tony or like tags the commissioner and all this shit and the guy from Jacksonville and all this shit. And then Tone comes out and it's a great week for football. Here's my Jags toque and I'm here at the thing and I'm super involved in football. That's crazy.
Me, there's a lot of great things happening in the Premier League and I'm very busy with meetings and Zooms and lots of conversations around the Premier League transfer window, and then being here at this great event, the Senior Bowl. It's a great tradition in Mobile, Alabama. And then I'm heading to Austin, Texas tomorrow night. It's going to be a loaded Wednesday night Dynamite. 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central there in Austin, Texas.
So I don't think you could be more obvious. So out of nowhere in the midst of this, he drops this video. Football's great. I'm here repping the NFL. And that's the thing too. I don't know if I'd fuck with Tone in the NFL world. Like for sure his dad pulls strings to get him on committees and all this shit. Obviously there's relationships there, but he's like, football's great. And guess what? Dynamite tonight. Or was this today? When did Steamboat Tone post this? On the 27th. So yesterday. So not even today. This isn't even like Dynamite's tonight. It's not even one of those posts. It's like tomorrow's Dynamite. And look, I'm doing football stuff after the commissioner was tagged in a thing. You know, dude, I don't know if I trust that shit for 1 second, Tone. This seems so obvious. This seems like a fucking guilty person. You know, like returning to the scene of the crime, like getting themselves caught by being a fucking idiot. That's my opinion. Okay? And he's tweeting a lot during this show. But let's continue.
Texas. It's going to be an awesome event. It's a stacked card, and I'm so excited about it. There's more.
Is Tony drunk? Is he just fucking tying one off? He gets felted by Nick LoPiccolo online, so he's just fucking. Oh my god, he's just fucking booze maxing right now.
Multiple big championship fights and huge matches. The biggest stars. You aren't going to want to miss it. I'm here now in Mobile, Alabama, but I'll be heading soon to Austin, Texas. And
I'll be on Kill Tony. No.
You can watch it worldwide, nationwide, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central.
Nationwide is on your side. Sorry, guys, I'll stop. I'm an autist. I don't know if I'm a fucking retarded person. I don't know if you guys don't understand that.
On TBS and HBO Max, some of the biggest stars, biggest rivalries, huge championship matches, and it's going to be a big stack Dynamite. We just announced Kenny Omega will be taking on
Why didn't he do this today like normal? It's too obvious, Tone. You made it too obvious. Okay? Jesus Christ.
Rocky Romero. Kenny said he could physically outmatch any member of the Don Callis family, and Rocky stepping up to the challenge. Of course, Ace Austin wanted to be at AEW Collision and wanted a big match there, and he's going to get a huge opportunity because Jon Moxley has invited Ace Austin to step up to the plate for a Continental Eliminator match. And we've already announced a stacked card coming out of a great Collision this past Saturday, including Swerve Strickland taking on Andrade El Idolo and so much more. We've got a stacked lineup, a stacked show, and big championship fights, including the Women's World Championship. Chris Statlander defending against Tekla, the Toxic Spider. We've got Mark Briscoe.
Tekla needs to get the fuck out of that company so badly, dude.
Defending the TNT title against El Clone. And we've got a huge, huge World Tag Team Championship match with
we just got real excited when the fucking espresso kicks
allegedly
TR against Davis and Doyle. You aren't going to want to miss it. It's coming up very, very soon. Tomorrow night, I'll be heading to Austin, Texas, and you aren't going to want to miss this huge Dynamite with big championship fights like the ones I just mentioned, huge stakes, and of course the TNT.
I'm Ron. I mean Tony Khan. Good night.
Champion, the winner of Mark Briscoe versus El Clone, will be defending the championship on Collision this Saturday. I can't wait to go back to Arlington, Texas, and heading to Texas very soon from here. It's a great event. We just ended the practices here at the Senior Bowl in Mobile, and I'm really excited to hit the road for pro wrestling.
Bro, you don't sound excited at all, man. It sounds like you're having dips and dives in your fucking dips and rises in your energy levels, dude.
Really love this time of year, juggling football in Premier League, football in the NFL, and wrestling. It's a great grind. I love the work. And this time of year, I get to really work hard in all.
Then when do you have time to be on Twitter all day? Like, I barely have time to be on Twitter all fucking day. I get stressed out when I go on Twitter and I go, oh my God, there's so much shit to bookmark right now. But like, I will gladly do it. But it's time consuming if you like put together a show like this, or if you're booking, like reading all the fan feedback and spurging out and answering so do TW and shit, bro. That's got to be exhausting. Like dealing. Do you see what Bixen Span tweets? Imagine like willingly accepting that type of spurgery onto your fucking timeline. Well, like that would be exhausting for me. I'm the type of guy, I go the other way when it's like, this isn't affecting my real life. Fucking Twitter shit. What the fuck are we doing here? Fucking tone, man. So Brian's like, he's on Twitter all the time, and this dude's clearly on Twitter all the time, and it's like, where the fuck do you have time for all this shit? I don't understand.
3 phases around.
That's why he sucks at everything.
On the day, wrestling, football, and this is a great event, the Senior Bowl. We used to do this at the Ladd Peebles Stadium in Mobile, Alabama, and we've moved it here to South Alabama. Fittingly, the Jaguars. You see the Jaguar logo behind me. It's the South Alabama Jaguar, but I think it's very fitting and cool. And a lot of great Jaguars players have played in this event over the years at the Senior Bowl, and I love coming here. And this
this is so bad. It's just a terrible vlog that reaches no new people. But notice this one gets more views than his regular ones, and we're going to read the comments.
Cases on the way from Jacksonville to Austin, where I'm heading for Dynamite. And so a lot of great things happening in the UK for Fulham, and in Jacksonville around the Jaguars. Some very exciting news. Great to be here for this event, and I can't wait. So many exciting things happening around AEW. We've just had such a great year. A lot of people here at the Senior Bowl are wrestling fans, so from all 32 teams, and a lot of great college teams.
Yeah, they're WWE fans, bro. And this is the thing. Tone won't hate on WWE. That's why it's crazy when people, like, that's why Nick points to that shit out too. Like, yo, this account's doesn't hate WWE, but is just very pro AEW. And you notice that with like AEW Shield in his bio. It said before he fucking deleted his shit. AEW Shield deleted his shit. It's like, I don't hate WWE, but AEW gets unfairly hated on. Because Tone has been at all the WWE events. Okay, guys? You can ask people, they'll fucking tell you he'd be in the skybox at SummerSlam and all that shit. You know, you have a fucking suite set up there at these events, and he's a big wrestling fan. Like, I've said this, if WWE said, let us buy AEW, you get to work in the creative room, Tone would be on Unreal going, oh no, I gave you more time. If they were like, yeah, Tone's sitting gorilla, that's like his dream job, he would do it. He would do it in a fucking heartbeat.
Players, scouts asking me about AEW. It's a big deal. Some of the legends of Pro Football Hall of Famers asking me about AEW, and I'm very proud to be able to tell them that we won multiple awards from huge outlets like Sports Illustrated's Pro Wrestling Promotion of the Year.
Did Unreal before AEW All Access. Literally, the name is All Access. You get all access. Dave didn't melt down about, Brian, this is actually a work show. It's actually fake. He didn't say anything.
Oh my God, it's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
He melts down about Unreal all the time. Why? All Access was literally, they told you lies. They faked and ignored CM Punk's departure, faked the trios titles having to be vacated. They pretended it had something to do with the Elite and the Death Triangle. And then they gave you backstage access of Tone and Gorilla where he embarrassed himself. And people got mad at me. I made a video, guys, youtube.com/@ProWrestleClips. Look it up. It's called 10 Minutes of Tony Khan. And people got mad at me. That's one of the first times the sickos got super mad at me and in my comments, because of all I did was I just clipped out every part where Tony Khan was talked about or on screen, like doing some shit on All Access. And I just made a compilation. I didn't even do it to hate on Tone, but it like showed people this is what they put in the show. Imagine the shit they didn't put in the show. How cringy is. This is what they chose to put. People are mad because Triple H has been in the business and is giving and is telling LA Knight where he could have done something better. And people are mad that Io Sky comes flying in and jumps into his arms like a fucking kid would do to their dad, because he's like a father figure to her in a way where he's opened doors and given her every fucking opportunity to wrestle in America and be a huge fucking star. And he's probably given her tons of lessons and tons of chew outs like we saw with LA Knight. Like, he's not the first guy to get that. And it's like, I would way rather have that than Tony Khan going, ha, that's great, I love it. No, I gave you more time. No, we were good on time. It's great. No, get Austin, shoot Austin. Literally, that's what he does. That's what they put in the show, too. So it's like, what's the less weird shit that's happening? Like, everything was weird. You don't see people are like, oh, it's inappropriate how Io Sky ran up and hugged Triple H. Okay, then how about on 10 minutes of Tony Khan? It's going to get Don Stevens. Watch, because the motherfuckers are listening. I know. How come in the 10 minutes of Tony Khan video, Tony Khan's fucking Ruby Soho comes out after her debut. She goes backstage into Gorilla, and Tone's like, how was it? It was great. How was it? And then she's like, oh, it was great. And then he grabs her hand, pulls her in for a hug. And she's super awkward. And it's just a split second, but they made it in the reality show. They put it in the reality show. And he pulls her in, and he's like, are you sure? What's good? Like, are you good? Is everything good? And she's like, yeah, everything's great. It's such an awkward split second, and you miss an interaction that I pointed out on Patreon. I do a watch along of it on Patreon where I point all this shit out. Okay. And if you don't know, now you know, and go and watch that video on my channel. Hit like and subscribe, motherfuckers. Because why aren't people mad at that? Because it's like a fucking cult, and I won't cult defend Triple H. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if he makes these $1 billion, like, I don't care about that shit. When he sits there and goes, when people don't make deals, we have to. It's like, yeah, is it fuck they released Truth, but on their end of things, it made it kind of look like Truth didn't know what the fuck was going on. He thought he was released when he wasn't. And he even said that on a fucking radio show. So it's like, I don't know. I think that's a misunderstanding. When Triple H is quote unquote being a mark for himself by what? Teaching people how to do entrances. Oh, the guy with one of the coolest fucking entrances in all of wrestling is teaching people how to do cool entrances at the wrestling show. Oh my God, that's such a bad thing. What's being a mark for yourself is Tone going out there holding the CMLL title and being like, we're doing this CMLL tradition style, and him stunnering Sean Spears and shit. That's being a fucking mark for yourself, okay?
The best wrestling event of the year from numerous publications.
Putting up a thank you Tony Khan thing at the fucking Dynamite celebrations, being a mark for yourself, not being a guy who literally sacrificed his body and his heart to be at the top of the fucking business, who now runs the business and is teaching you how to do a cool entrance when he got over by doing cool entrances. Literally the thing he's fucking known for, with DX, with himself, with his WrestleMania presentations. All of it. With NXT. Think about all the cool entrances in NXT. Where the fuck do you think Shinsuke made his entrance first? Where do you think all these guys made their cool entrances first? In NXT, where they tested out? Where fucking Triple H ran that too? Fuck are we doing here, man?
Illustrated, ESPN.
I'm not even trying to sweep for Triple H. Like, yeah, I'll fucking call the booking bad. I fucking trash SmackDown and shit all the time. I'll call it out, but it's like, you don't cult defend Triple H, but you got to defend him. Tone just gets cult defended. Where's the why aren't people outraged about fucking the Ruby Soho thing I pointed out? Because they don't give a fuck. Why aren't people outraged about Hangman? Like, people were outraged, but why aren't they outraged about the Hangman fucking Marty Scurll picture, the way when Feinstein shows up at a fucking show at a WWE that they didn't even invite him to? Hangman and Scurll were like going to Cracker Barrel together, dude. You know?
Fightful, all the great awards we've won, and it's been a great 2025, and now in 2026, I expect even bigger things for AEW, and a great year ahead, I think, for hopefully Fulham Football Club and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Just wanted to wish all of you the best, and I've had a great day here in Mobile, and I look forward to what I think is going to be a great Wednesday night Dynamite, and it's just a day away. Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. God bless you all, and I'll see you all for Wednesday Night Dynamite tomorrow night. Thank you.
Yeah, so that's what he did in the midst of all of this. Now, let's see what some of these replies are. And we might do a bit of a late one tonight, chat. I think we're gonna do a bit of a late one. I'm not gonna go crazy like with we'll do WWE news because it's pressing times and it's in the title with the Rumble. Although, you know, there is AEW news and shit, but we'll do that next stream. We'll do that like before the Rumble in the morning, or maybe I'll do a run in and we'll just catch up on like a weekly show run in. Here's shit we missed this week or whatever. But Alfred Kunawa goes, is this real or a burner? I can't keep up. Don Wayne says, both friends of the show here say, Tony, you've been a bad boy with all those burner accounts. Just apologize, dude. You immediately put this out when you got exposed. Daily Wrestling on YouTube says, boss man, nobody's watching a 5-minute selfie. Quick in and out. Wear wrestling merch or wrestling video. Now, Daily, thank you. You're calling him boss man, though, kind of cringe. Thank you for saying that, because your boy Phil over here tries to say this shit all the time about Tone. And thank you for saying what I'm saying, but doing it in a way where he's not going to hate you after. Because, yeah, Tone just has got to go quick in and out. Chris Connor says, I am just shocked your burner accounts aren't on the post telling how awesome this promo is. Or are you waiting a day for the Burnergate controversy to die down? And now a bunch of people who don't know about Burnergate, hashtag Burnergate, I invented that. No, I'm just totally joking. But the people who don't know about Burnergate, like some of the sickos or just AEW fans, and we need to start separating AEW just like wrestling fans from sickos too. Because like, boom, it's proven like a bunch of these folks are just bots, like I've been saying this whole time. Or they're operated by the same person, like multiple of the same account using like VPNs and shit probably. And that's and those are like those are like IWC sickos, okay? There's AEW fans like I'm sure at this Dynamite right now who are just regular folks who like if Dynamite comes to town, I'll go. I'm not gonna like fly to Toronto or whatever to go or wherever the fuck they're doing a show next, right? Maybe fucking Vancouver to get out of this weather, but like I'm not fucking like going out of my way. But if they're around, I'll fucking, I'll go to a fucking Dynamite. You go to a show, it's pro wrestling. It is what it is. And there's a lot of people like that out there, and it needs to be sort of separated, I think, a little bit. And so let's get into this here. Some more of these. So Ron Khan, oh shit, 5 minutes. Oh hell nah. Tony Khan's burner account got exposed by Nick LoPiccolo. See, people just fucking trolling too. Move over, Harris Brothers. Oh shit. Oh my god, dude. Smashed him to oblivion. Ron and Don Stevens, Ron and Don Stevens, dude. The Harris Brothers, dude. Whoever pointed this out, Indigo Montoya.
I smashed your knee to oblivion.
Dude, that is way too fucking funny. Oh my goodness, that deserves a like and a retweet. Wrestling Rob, I just got caught on your burner and still no ratings for Dynamite. The ship is sinking. AI, I would have gotten away with it if it weren't for you meddling kids. And then this guy, AEW Cero Miedo. The work ethic of this man is unmatched. Hey, Ron, 131. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. So how TK escapes booking criticism is beyond me. This is the most confused promotion I've ever seen. Yes, famously uncriticized booker Tony Khan. No, Ron. No, Tony Ron. What he's saying is Tony escapes the criticism from the media. He still gets voted Booker of the Year on a fucking confusing ass show, and then they play the elitist card and blame the fans when people are like, this is dumb. So it's like he avoids the criticism. It's not that he's uncriticized. He's saying he evades the criticism, not that he doesn't take the criticism. And boy, oh boy, did we spend a lot of time on that, ladies and gentlemen. That is the best, guys. Tony Khan. Also,
Wrestling's not fake!
and also, it's kind of a sicko segment. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. It was kind of fucking sicko-y in there. So, guys, I have WWE news. Let's talk about the Rumble before I get out of here. We're going a little late. It's a bit of a long show, but I love you guys. What can I say? Hit like, hit subscribe, hit heart, hit retweet, all that good shit. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys. We are going to get into Federation news, okay? And I'm just quickly adding some shit to last minute folders here for WWE news, which we're going to get into. And we'll do AEW news, like, I don't know, before the Rumble. We'll see what's up. We'll figure it out. There's not a lot besides this. Like, that was AEW news pretty much as well, right? I mean, we might as well give it one of those. You gotta be a hoe. I have an allegedly for WWE as well. Some alleged Rumble action. Let me see actually if I've procured it. Sorry guys, you're just staring at nothing. Yes, let me know. Here we go. Some hot goss. You guys want some hot Rumble? If it's like too spoilery, I'll avoid it because I don't like that shit either. I don't even like when WWE on SmackDown and shit, when they show the graphics of like, here's who's gonna be in the Rumble like already from WWE, I fucking look away. I look away from the screen. I don't want to know who's gonna be in the shit at all. You know? Let's see here. George Capture for 5 says 100 likes, dude. Let's fucking go. Thank you guys. 100 likes, tons of gifts, super chats. I appreciate all of the support. Run them up. Tonight was a crazy drama stream. Let's be honest. We were taking the trash out tonight. And some of you guys like that. Everybody likes that shit. We have 461 watching across X and YouTube. Please, if you're on X, consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. We're at 7,500 subscribers. And, dude, I know this shit is kind of dumb and I don't like having like the business meeting online. Shout out the Quartering for doing his fucking weekly audits of his live streams online. But, the fucking retention rate and views and shit are going up on average for everything. And like, that's a big deal. Retention rate's like a huge deal. Thank you guys, man. You guys rule. Lets me know I'm cooking with all these fucking takes and the way I piece and shit together. So appreciate you guys so much. Round of applause for the PWT universe for being fucking amazing. Even the people hate watching. Love you guys. It can't happen without you. I don't know if I'm going to get the allegedly, guys. Okay. So, I'll let you know. I will let you know if the allegedly comes in. Okay, but I should have asked for it earlier, I guess. They offered it up. I don't ask for shit. I don't snoop around for stuff. It's not really my style. You know, when it pertains to like movies and shit, I'll snoop around a little bit, but that's just, you know, outside of the potting, that's just more up my alley. You guys know what I'm saying? So let's get into WWE news for sure, and then maybe an allegedly will come in. But if it's too spoilery, we're not gonna do it. So ladies and gentlemen, nordvpn.com/ProWrestleTimes. Okay, go down below, click the link, 70% off 2-year plans if you guys are trying to get some Nord. I suggest it because I mean, it's up to 10 devices. You can put it on your phone, Xbox, all that shit. 30-day money back guarantee if you're not into it. If you're like, what the fuck is a VPN? You know? And you get this huge deal if you support PWT by clicking that link down there, and support yourself by protecting yourself online and fucking listen up. And these are not like ad reads. They don't pay me for ad reads or nothing. But here's the thing, dude. Netflix in Canada and YouTube in Canada have all WWE. None of this fucking Peacock for this show, ESPN, whatever. So it helps you guys out. I would never shill you something I don't use or that wouldn't actually benefit you. And I think this benefits anyone online. You need a VPN. It's legit 2026. and this sounds so hacky. This sounds very Conrad Thompson-y, but legit. Like in 26, did you guys see that fucking Instagram data breach and shit? Like just use a VPN when you're fucking around online for sure. And we know Tony Khan is using them. He probably clicked the link, bro. You know, these billionaires and millionaires, you know how they stay rich, guys? They fucking nickel and dime, okay, buds? You can see with the production in AEW's end. You know, Tone clicked on that link down below, nordvpn.com/ProWrestleTimes, and you know he saved 70% on 2-year plans. You fucking know he did it, okay? And we know we'll be using fucking VPNs, dude. It's all out in the open. Secrets out.
The best
okay?
guys, Tony Khan.
Let's go. So, ladies and germs, it is time for WWE news. So, some shit went down on Raw, and we're going to talk about that. So Akira Tozawa shares a statement on his WWE career after he and Otis became #1 contenders. They came out in some new drippy gear. Akira's really wrestling his ass off. I love that. It's what we've been wanting. Otis can really go too, and they are the #1 contenders in a multi-man thing for the tag team titles. And I got to say, man, the people could get behind these dudes. Once more, Tozawa just said, look, I've been here for about 10 years. To be honest, I haven't left the results people expected, and I sometimes get laughed at, but I love pro wrestling. I love WWE. That's why no matter what people said, I kept going, and now it's time. Otis, thank you for being my partner. Maxine, thank you for always supporting us. We also got Shooter Natty, right? Like Shooter Natty is like being a shooter on the fucking show, which is awesome as well. And definitely, again, I was like, we're getting Shooter Natty. And then she still kind of wasn't being Shooter Natty. And it was kind of like, you know, I was like, fuck, we're not going to get it. But then we got it. So Rey Mysterio legit hurt his arm or his chest or something. And or his knee, maybe. I don't fucking know. But they threw up the X's, and he likely is out for the Rumble, which sucks because like Ray is just unable to stay healthy lately. But think about the years he's put on his body. I mean, he might feel great because of all the fucking stem cells and and I'm not hating on him, right? That's what you do when you're older, the stem cells and the fucking little bit of like, you know, the steroidy stuff that's kind of legal, like testosterone replacement and all that. You know, he's doing all that shit. He's rich and he's fucking doing all that stuff. So I know you might feel good and you get up in the morning and the back doesn't ache, but like, dude, the shit will fall apart again. And I just hope he stays healthy. Hopefully he's not out for the Rumble coming up. Speaking of Shooter Natty, here she is. She cut a little promo and did her thing, which is awesome. Adam Pearce on Raw is talking to the mystery higher up official, and this is what he said to the guy on the phone, and it's been going on for the last couple of weeks.
Precisely. Believe me, I have everything under control. Okay. All right, great. Thank you. All right, bye-bye.
So who is that? Some people think it's me, Austin. It was me all along. I don't know. I think it's a swerve. I think they're going to swerve us and like maybe not Undertaker, but like someone is maybe The Rock. Maybe that's too big of a name, but someone's going to show up and be the commissioner who like gets Pierce and Aldis in line against their better judgment. And then it's sort of a power dynamic of like, okay, this figure, we're all booing them and they're like the higher up. They have the final say. But Pierce and Aldis, we still like them and they manage the day-to-day, like general managing. Whereas this guy comes in as like the commissioner or whatever. Now, who is it? Is it Vince? I really doubt it. And Vince needs to stay the fuck away from WWE as far as I'm concerned. So we are talking about leadership and who's in control. But before that, we have ratings news and attendance news for these shows. So SmackDown saw an increase in the key demo for last Friday's episode from the prior week. 18 to 49 did a 0.22, and their overall rating was really good. They were number one, so they did 943K, but is that really good? I don't know. No milli, so people are going to shit on it, but it is what it is. SmackDown saw an increase in the demo from last week. We read that. So Raw was back on the global top 10. It was number one in Canada, dude, for the last Monday's episode featuring Punk defending the World Heavyweight title against Finn Balor. The show scored 2.5 million views globally for the week with 4.6 million hours viewed. Good for them. Attendances are going off as well. They just keep drawing, and it's making Sicko's head spin a little bit. So Monday Night Raw in Toronto did like 15,000 there, rounding high. I'm sure by the time the doors open, it was 15,000. February 6th, SmackDown is going to do they're at about 7,500 tickets sold, and they're trying to do 9,000. So I'm sure they'll fill that up. And if they don't, they'll come just shy. So still really good houses, even though SmackDown, you might say it's a weaker show. I might say it's a weaker show, but still really good houses. Moving along here. Monday Night Raw, February 02 in Philly, where there will be a Philly street fight, I believe, between Vaquer and Raquel. They've already moved 10,300 tickets. They're aiming to do 11,200. So they, again, will sell out by the time they get there. Obviously. So the Elimination Chamber, which isn't until February 28th. And I love that Triple H backed up sort of, again, if you go back a couple of years, I love, and the way I book my universe modes, and maybe you could say, oh, come on now, Phil, like you criticized Tony Khan for video game booking, but that's not what I mean. Like it should be the Rumble and then Chamber and then Mania that rules, because it's like the Rumble, 30 guys can go, yeah, I'm entering. And then you try and win the Rumble. But if you don't win the Rumble or you don't get in the Rumble, then it's like, fuck. Or you almost win the Rumble and then it slips out of your fingers and you go, fuck. I guess I'll enter this Elimination Chamber, the most dangerous match, and lay it all on the line. It's literally the last ditch desperation. I need to main event Mania. I love that. I love that road to WrestleMania. Because some guys are like, fuck that, dude. Mania ain't worth getting in that chamber. Like, if we're talking in kayfabe, that's sort of the explanation in pro wrestling kayfabe. That's sort of like the motive is there automatically. That motive is like implied. And then it sort of is explained, right? But, only 6 guys can get in the chamber too. So like, how do you qualify? Do they do matches this year? Everybody, if you don't get in the Rumble, it just makes it slim pickings, and then that's your shot at the other title. So whoever wins the Rumble gets to call their shot at a title. Whatever other title ain't getting defended. Well, if you want to step in the chamber and last minute, I love that, dude. The format of it all, the road to Mania. You guys already know. Your boy Phil gets hyped for that shit every year. They're in Chicago. 13K tickets sold. They're aiming to do 15-1. I mean, they'll hit that, no problem. So just crushing. Like WWE's just fucking crushing right now, business-wise. Speaking of business-wise and the Royal Rumble and everything, for those wondering, YouTube TV subscribers will not have direct access to ESPN Unlimited for this weekend's Royal Rumble for whatever reason. So again, VPN, guys, nordvpn.com/pro-wrestle-time. Save some fucking money for real. Like, I don't know. All that shit is like, I don't have to worry about any of that shit to watch any of this stuff. I just watch the shit on Netflix. I don't know what ESPN, whatever the fuck is. We got TSN out here, buddy. And I get all my sports. Everything's good. So anyways, moving along at the Royal Rumble, because we're talking about the Royal Rumble and them doing all this business and Raw and SmackDown. Quickly, Ryan Ward is now overseeing the overall creative direction for both Raw and SmackDown. Good. I don't think Road Dogg should be the head guy. I'm okay with him pitching ideas and getting emotional. Sometimes you need that. You need, sometimes you need that, okay? You need people bringing the drama in a little bit to fucking give you perspective on, like, okay, maybe Vince Russo brought a lot of drama in, and he did have good ideas, but Vince was there to filter it. So as long as Triple H is there to filter his ideas, but I don't want him like calling the shots at SmackDown. You can't let your emotions get in the way of that shit. So good. If Ryan Ward is overseeing it, good stuff. And as we're talking about the Royal Rumble and changes and people in charge, a quick note: Saturday night's main event, Stephanie McMahon, her position's called Okerlund officially, which rules. Shout out WWE for doing that. They call it the Okerlund position. Fucking honoring him. That's amazing. But when it comes to the Royal Rumble, some shit got stooged. Okay, so first off, we'll take a look at this card in just a second, but Brock Lesnar casually calls Pat McAfee to declare his name in the 26 Royal Rumble. And I'm okay with a couple guys saying, I'll be in the Rumble, Oos, and Rhodes being like, I'm going to be in the Rumble. I'm okay with all that. It's just a matter of them showing me like 20 guys. But the reason they're doing that is because they're trying to take the attention off of the obvious thing, guys, which, I mean...
I look and see it's not just me. So many others have stood where I stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. They call us problem child. We spent our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild. Let it get wild. Yeah.
So they're clearly, you know, letting you know that they're announcing some names. It's like, oh my God, Brock's going to be it. Like, that's big enough mainstream headlines where people are like, holy fuck. And then when Jericho shows up, that'll be the shock moment, whatever.
Like you're in great shape.
This is courtesy of the Pat McAfee Show and ESPN, I want to say. I don't know.
I'm always in great shape, man. No, I'm heading to the Royal Rumble, boys. I'm gonna win it.
Oh, you're in the Royal Rumble? You're in the Royal Rumble?
I'm going. Yes, sir.
Okay, are you prepared? Are you ready? We haven't seen you do much, right? Have we? Have we seen you?
No.
I might have missed. I haven't seen you do much. Are you ready? That's a lot of dudes. 30 men. 30 dudes. You be
30 dudes, dude.
One of them. Are you ready to get your a lot of young bucks out there too, Brooke? A lot of young bucks out there, Brooke.
While they're talking about AEW, Brian.
I'm in shape, brother. I'm in shape. We're gonna do this.
All right.
Remember when I posted the poll? Do you guys remember like a year ago? Remember when everyone was talking about like 1 man versus or 100 men versus a gorilla? And I was like, I made the post: who wins in a fight, 100 Young Bucks or 1 Brock Lesnar? Pat McAfee listens to PWT confirmed. No.
Safe travels. I'll call you back. Like you're in great shape.
Yeah, that rules. And shout out Brock, and he just dropped that. Now out of nowhere, like an RKO. And shout out JD from NY who posts this. So ESPN spoils Seth Rollins' return at the Rumble. And I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry that I'm spoiling this one for you guys. I'm sorry. And I know that I literally willed Chris Jericho back into WWE. I deserve my props for that, okay?
You just made the list.
But Seth Rollins here gets stooged, and I'm sorry to spoil. I know it's like a big spoiler, but some people were kind of anticipating it. This could be a fuck up, and this could actually not even be the case, though. Like, what if this is not even the case, and Seth is like, I'm actually sitting out? I don't know. What if Seth is like, but just listen to this, okay? Maybe this will work. Maybe we're all getting worked right now. And imagine if WWE hit up ESPN and was like, do this. A little bait to throw people off. Now, I told you guys I'd get you an allegedly, and I think I have the allegedly here. Let me just double check. And sometimes the allegedlys are like, motherfucker will tell me, listen, this might be to throw sheets off, but here's what's being said type shit. No, there's no goddamn allegedly. Sorry, guys. But you know, sometimes people will say like, okay, the dirt sheets are going to say this and whatever the fuck. Okay. So this is one of those two, like, oh, there's something to throw people off for the Rumble. Do you want it? Someone asked me and I was like, yeah, I want it. Well, I responded live on the air. I'm not going to fucking earlier. I was like, I don't know. I don't need to bother. I don't need to ask, but for the PWT universe, I'll ask. Okay. So when I get it, you guys will get it next show. But if it's a spoiler, I ain't gonna fucking tell you guys because I don't want to ruin it for anyone. I'm already spoiling this, but ESPN spoiled this allegedly again. So I don't. So this could be bait though. This could be thrown out there like WWE. Like that's what they do to Meltzer. Okay, maybe that's a better way to explain this. So Meltzer, they'll tell him some like old ideas. Remember Meltzer spurging out about, boy, that whiteboard on Unreal. I mean, it just shows you plans change. The reason him and Brian keep talking about the fucking whiteboard is because they're like, see, it proved us right about these matches. No, what happened was, I'll explain this, how this works. Yeah, that was an idea. And then you get told that was a fucking idea after they already scrapped that an idea and are going somewhere else. And then that's why you look like a liar, Dave. And you're too fucking dumb to know that if anybody stooges from you in WWE, to you in WWE, their job is to stooge to you fake shit from WWE. They know that this person's doing it and they have a method of doing it to make you look fucking dumb and be wrong while also leading you on a fucking trail to where you're not spoiling everything. That's why Dave spoils everything AEW, spoils everything. And he doesn't spoil shit from WWE. It's always a 50-50 guess. That's why, because that's how that works. Okay. So, and they just hate being worked. It's like, fuck. So if they work me with this fucking round explosion, I'll pop. Dude, check this out. I'm going to pop if Rollins isn't in the Rumble. How about that? Because this is a work. And I would love if this is a work. And this could be bait. This could be a fucking work. Right? And I would love it if WWE went to this level, but ESPN like stooged this, but this seems too blatant. But again, it's like he's not in studio to be like, don't mention this. He's like phoning in. They're like via satellite on this episode. And I don't know if it's because of weather or what, but it's like, so the guy Rollins isn't there to be like, don't talk about this. Of course, probably production told him something, but I don't know. If this was a work, Rollins is a master worker. He worked everybody with the knee, even though Dave and Brian want to cry about that too. Oh, we weren't worked by the knee. You thought I was worked by the knee. You were worked by the knee. Oh, this is quiet as fuck. He just, okay, so he's saying, dude, I'll boost the volume on the clip. Sorry if you're listening out there. He's like, dude, you shocked the world. WWE's taking over the world. An event like Royal Rumble. He's saying, talk a little bit about the excitement of this sport expanding the way that it has and you coming back at the Royal Rumble. He's about to say, then watch Stephen A. Smith's face. From you coming back from injury to participate in the Royal Rumble. Look at Stephen A's face. Oh, no, it's true. They were good. Oh, no, it's true. Oh, God. See, it's a spoiler. He literally says, he doesn't ask him. He goes, what does it feel like coming back from injury at this Royal Rumble to participate in it? And then Stephen A is like, he like sucks his teeth and is like, shit. He like kisses his teeth. You know that shit? Oh my God. And Seth is like, what are you saying? What are you saying? Chat saying a work, ESPN knows. See, I kind of fucking agree with you guys that it's on ESPN. So that's to throw. I'm telling you, Brock just flat out announcing ESPN stooging Seth. I think those are meticulously placed misdirects. Because we all have been like, well, Jericho's coming back and shit. And it's just that extra little, oh my God, Brock's coming. And then, oh, Seth's going to be there. And then Seth's not there. But it's like, but we got fucking, you just like kind of forget about it. It could be, but maybe that's too like giving them too much credit. I don't know. The Royal Rumble, though. These aren't my official picks. I do my official picks, Phil's picks, right? My official Phil picks go in right before the show. So tune in live on Saturday during the daytime. It'll be a day cast, guys. Okay. So make sure you tune in. Sicko Saturday won't be on at the same time. We're going to watch the Royal Rumble in Riyadh together, and it's going to fucking rule. And we got AJ Styles versus Gunther retirement match. I think AJ is going to be Gonzo, or they do some sort of schmoz and drag this out to the fucking Rumble. To WrestleMania, you idiot, to WrestleMania, and then he leaves then. I just don't see. Now, there's a lot of conspiracy theories online right now about AJ's going to go to AEW. John Alba's like, I always said he would. I'll tell you guys this. Before Alba's like, on Patreon, I said he would. I'm like, buddy, for free on Twitter and this stream on YouTube, I said that same shit. AJ would do it for like a one-off bag. Like, he's friends with those guys, but I don't see him going week to week in AEW or TNA or any of that shit. Okay? AJ, if he goes to fucking AEW, it'll be for one all-in. He has like a one and done. Puts someone over, dips out. And then what does it help AEW if he goes there either? Unless he just puts MJF over or tries to... Like, it doesn't even make sense. And AJ's not stupid, and he's not a mark for himself. And so, yeah. And then we have, which Rey Mysterio might not be in this Royal Rumble anymore, but he's on the graphic. The men's Royal Rumble, the women's Royal Rumble, those are both going to rule. Keep an eye peeled for, in the women's Royal Rumble, the men's Rumble, Triple H is like, there will be lots of surprises. He says there's surprises and new eras about everything. So don't put too much into what he says, but there will be some surprises in the men's. For sure. If Jericho's a surprise to you guys. I know he is when he pops up on this show. Still shocking, right? The bit still works. But in the women's, I would expect a couple legends, but nothing crazy. Just expect like, oh, shit, that's cool. But like nothing too crazy in the women's other than like NXT and Legends. But I don't know, man. The women's had a better Rumble match, like the way it was put together last year. Than the men's, although the men's was, it was doing its thing. So, and then you have Zayn versus Drew, which I think Drew gets the big title defense. And of course, we called it Sami Zayn. Well, I'll give Pollock his due. John Pollock went on The Observer and called this out, I think, before anyone, but he was, or maybe other people did. Who gives a fuck? It doesn't matter. Everybody's fucking just talking about wrestling. It doesn't matter who fucking do first or right or whatever. I'm so tired of that discourse, but, Sammy being from Montreal, he wins the 4-way at SNME, and then they're going to Riyadh. So you just look at the schedule and you can kind of figure out what's going on. And that's what we did with Jericho too. People are like, but he's going on tour. And again, I was talking about that on PWT. I'm like, dude, he's going on a UK tour. This makes me think he's not going to be there for the Rumble. But as someone pointed out, like the Rumble's off, and then on his tour every Monday he has off. So he could just be flying back and forth to the UK. I mean, I don't fucking know. Where's Raw after the Rumble? I think we just read some of the dates, but it's like he could just fly back and forth and shit. He's rich, man. Jericho's rich as fuck. You know what I'm saying? So he could make it happen. I'm sure Tone will fucking loan him the plane still to make it happen. Right? So I'm locked in. I can't wait for the Royal Rumble. That's going to rule. Just to rapid fire these ones off here because it has gone late. Thank you guys for being here with me. WWE 2K26, they announced the Monday Night War edition. You see everybody on the cover. Of course, Sting not allowed on there. Hopefully Ric Flair, he's not on there. Community Creations. The rumors are this game will only be for next gen as well. So that means like if you're into the like downloading attires and wrestlers that aren't in the game like myself, you get way more slots. We'll get like double the fucking character slots if it's next gen. That was the only thing holding them back before. So that will be cool if you guys are into 2K26. A lot of people were melting down about the fact that Triple H is on the cover of the thing. But as I explained on Members Monday, the sickos are just crying and they're seething. It's like, dude, Triple H. So the 2K games over the last few years have integrated a bunch of Attitude Era shit. And they have a bunch of characters, like they added the Road Dogg and shit and Billy Gunn. and they have X-Pac, like whatever, every year, but he's like wearing red and black, and they had Triple H and Shawn Michaels. They're not wearing their DX gear and shit like that, though. You know what I mean? Like it's Shawn Michaels with Sensational Sherry, and then just like his main 05 form and shit. And then even Triple H, he doesn't have any DX attires or anything like that. So this game is like, no, you're getting the Wolfpack, because the other year as well, they added like a bunch of Wolfpack Persona cards like 2 years ago. Then that disappeared. And then also like Conan, I don't mean to spoil it, but if Conan's in this game, don't be fucking shocked. Okay, guys. And this will be his first appearance. He crosses over. WCW, AAA as well is going to have a presence in this game. TNA will have a little bit of a presence, mostly AAA though, because they own that company. And Conan has ties with all that shit, the Wolfpack, the NWO Black and White and shit. So it's going to be shit like that. And Triple H, and then also CM Punk came at like the tail end of the Attitude. He was on WWE CW. And he was also in the Ruthless Aggression era. Like you could call that the Ruthless Aggression era or tail end of the Attitude. And so Triple H with his like reign of terror with the gold, who did he wrestle, guys? All the WCW guys who came in. He had the big gold was brought back. He went on that reign of terror. It was the Ruthless Aggression era. Then ECW came back. Nick Khan's a big ECW. So I'm just connecting the dots. Like Triple H makes the most sense to put him on the fucking cover right now, because they just did The Rock and all the Bloodline shit, right? So, and then they added like in this recent game, they added like Nation of Domination, Rock and D'Lo, but not the Nation of Domination, Mark Henry and shit. So they're just going to add like Nation Mark Henry and stuff like that, right? They're going to make it Attitude Era focused heavily on DX and NWO and stuff. So Triple H makes the most fucking sense to be the guy. He sort of covers that fucking Attitude up until Punk Showcase is all like Ruthless Aggression PG era shit. So it makes the perfect sense. So, or it makes perfect sense rather. And there's 4 editions. You guys go and buy the fucking game. I'm going to buy it. And I swear to you guys, I'm going to upload 2K content this year. I'm not going to fuck around. I'm going to get Husey to do an online GM mode with me 100%. Obafemi is officially entering the Royal Rumble. Shinsuke Nakamura all but confirms that AJ Styles indeed is retiring, right? He asked him, when are you going to retire? He answered, at the Royal Rumble. I've already decided. And I told y'all, man, these people are leaving WWE. Like it is a bunch of retirement tours right now. And now people on the IWC are piecing together, oh, this was AJ's retirement tour the whole time. That's why Phil don't miss. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you guys, this is
PWT. He says, I told you so.
And if he goes at Rumble, don't be shocked. Like I'm hoping they drag it out to Mania, but don't be shocked. So speaking of don't be shocked, Evil could be in the men's Royal Rumble easily, even if he comes in at the Rumble, doesn't win it, maybe gets a couple eliminations, maybe not even, just has a strong showing, gets eliminated, and then like, is he on Raw or SmackDown or not even? He's just like, Evil's a guy floating around. It could happen, but Dave can't wait to stooge it. Why? Because Tony doesn't like fucking Evil. Dave doesn't like Evil. And so they're trashing fucking Evil and stooging it so nobody's surprised or marking out over it. That's what they think they're doing. But it's just like when WCW stooged the fucking results of Mankind versus, this is just blown up in Dave's face so many times. And he doesn't learn or study history, or he'd know that when you go, Mankind's going to win that title, people are like, oh shit. Right. It doesn't have that effect when like ex WWE guys go to AEW for money. We just go, well, of course they are. And it's not that shocking. Ciampa showed up on Dynamite. We all knew that was coming. Like, let's fucking be honest here. When Dave is doing like this to Evil, blowing up his spot, it's just because him and Tone don't like Evil, and that's the narrative. And we'll talk about that on tomorrow on Dave Meltzer Dumb Moment of the Week. But according to Fightful, Evil has recently been backstage at multiple events, and there's reportedly been talks. WWE filed to trademark Career Killer. So again, Gunther's going to retire everybody. Just be ready for it. Per PWI, Street Profits are slated to work upcoming NXT live events this weekend. So I don't know if they're getting revamped or a new gimmick or what, but they're doing NXT live events, not to shit on them. I mean, Rusev did that shit, but it's like, come on, guys. You know, we need to get this together. As far as like, and I'm talking like WWE creative as well. You fucking figure these two guys out already. Fuck, man, they've been grinding for a long time. And Tez is like, I don't want to separate and leave my partner behind. You're not leaving him behind because later you guys are going to be main eventing shows against each other, for fuck's sakes. Don't be an idiot. Do your own. You're a smart man, dude. Do your fucking own thing. And apparently Grayson Waller, Big G, my guy Big G is fucking injured, dude. That sucks. But he's been pulled off live events. I don't know what. He just manages. He just manages fucking the Boo Day. But speaking of like fucking, you know, veterans in the game, Santos Escobar is now slated for this weekend's NXT live events. He's effectively replacing Grayson Waller, who is no longer in the loop. So people are speculating he's hurt. And then it's good. You got a guy like Santos. He can just crush it in NXT when they need him. He's in AAA redoing his thing. He's got hot guy liner on. He looks real hot and like rockish. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of NXT, they dropped these new segments now. I'm not going to play this, but it's like entirely, but it's called Origins, where they give you like a history flashback. This is what went down in NXT. And thank God, I love this.
Wasn't
I love this.
Really a spectacle. It was just go out there and have a match. And I really feel like my time in NXT turned me from a wrestler into a superstar.
My name is Finn.
And then they just focus on like, here's Finn Balor. This guy held 2 titles or whatever, you know. Speaking of WWE ID and the youngins on the come up in NXT and all that, champion Cappuccino Jones made history by defending the WWE ID title for the first time in Europe on January 18th in Haarlem, Netherlands at Pro Wrestling Holland. Jones defeated Ricky Sosa. Bang, bang. Sosa. And speaking of young guys and signings and all of that, WWE has signed Saudi Arabian wrestler Fahd Tuwaiq. And let's watch this, man. And it's like, bro, this motherfucker's got a spot in the Rumble. If Jericho doesn't got a spot in the Rumble, but this motherfucker's got a spot in the Rumble.
I don't know.
And I'm not hating on this dude. I'm down to see what he can do. Mansoor was okay, right? He was scouted from Saudi, wasn't he? Or whatever the fuck. Some of these guys pan out, some of them don't. Saudi, they're trying to make their own superstars. I don't hate on this entirely, but it is kind of like, fuck. At what point do they make the Rumble 40 men? Or do you just keep it 30? I think just keep it traditional and 30. But it's like, man, this guy's taking a slot from like, and I'm not against it again, but there's motherfucker, like, is Akira Tozawa going to be in this shit? You know, I guess he's getting a shot at the tag titles. So he's just going to be doing some shit like this where he throws people over, maybe gets a shock elimination. I don't expect this guy to be pushed to the moon right away, but he'll be in NXT and stuff. So shout him out, man. I'm excited to see what he's got. I'm always like, what if he just goes in there and just gets it too? Like, you can't hate on it. You can't knock it till we see. So here's Dave Meltzer. We need a little, just to end things on a light note. I got a couple of clips here today. That from Dave and then one from Hot Ones. Okay, guys. So let's end it on a light note. This is a crazy ass show tonight. And here's Dave Meltzer and his take on like Undertaker and, you know, the regime in WWE and who you should listen to and not listen to.
Because the work Undertaker has with talent, whether it's American talent or Mexican talent or any probably Japanese talent too, is he has an aura of being like this real,
probably Japanese. Yeah, why not Japanese talent?
Superstar, you know? And so his opinions, you know, if you're a wrestler and the Undertaker tells you something, it's like, this is something to learn from. I mean, they're going to listen to him. Whereas if it's somebody else, they might question it. But with him, it's like, oh, he's been in this business for 35 years and he was one of the biggest stars in history and, you know, much bigger star than we are or will ever be. So therefore we got to listen to his advice and the ability to be a guy who the talent firmly believes in, you know, like a lot of younger talents really
Dave explaining all this like he fucking knows what he's even talking about. Shut up.
Was very strong on Levesque. So that makes him.
And even if he's right about this shit, it's like, shut up, bro. You don't know about fucking cultivating talent, okay?
Like it helps him as a book.
You just do what we do. Yes, everyone can look at Fletcher or Kendall Gray and go, yeah, they'll be great. Don't break your neck like Osprey. You know, we can all fucking point to people and say
that, you know, people aren't always second guessing him, although some people will.
But some, like, okay, where's Dave hyping up Bear Bronson? Look at him. Look at the people glazing. How am I always ahead of the fucking curve on this shit too? I'm talking about Bear Bronson more than anybody. All of a sudden, fucking John Alb, everyone, man, this Bear Bronson. Fucking told you, motherfuckers. Now that's a snipe. That's one where it's like, well, that guy, fucking Kyle Fletcher. Yeah, he's fucking 6'2" and looks amazing. And he just needs to fucking, if he came up in WWE NXT, he'd be a fucking superstar one day for sure. You know,
because
it's not hard to tell Kendall Gray's got it. You know, anyone can fucking see it.
You know, so many of them grew up with Paul Levesque. With Paul Heyman is another one that a lot of the talent, younger talent, listens to Paul Heyman because it's like Paul Heyman's the genius, right? And again, and all of those guys are very knowledgeable guys. You know, it's like I'm not saying that they're not, but you know, one of the things,
but
is that people will not question them because they're going to.
People won't question them. Everyone's too scared to question them, though. It's all. Do you notice with these guys? It's all about TKO instills fear in people. And Dave, people won't question them though because they're like stars and they're too retarded to ask a question. They're just going to fan out and be too scared to ask a question. And meanwhile, it's like, why would you, like, if Undertaker's giving you a note on like character, how to work big, there's nothing to question. And why would he tell you anything wrong as like a hidden agenda to sabotage you? This isn't the old fucking locker room, Dave. You're fucking 3 decades behind the times, buddy.
You know, it's like, I'm not saying that they're not, but you know, one of the things is that people will not question them because they're going to sit there and go, well, they know more than I do.
Of course. So you are assuming or implying that they would lead them astray or that they're out of touch or something. Meanwhile, Dave, you intentionally lead people astray. We've proven it on the show. And you intentionally fucking lie to people. And you get worked and lie. Like, why the fuck would anyone trust what you're saying? Meanwhile, Dave can't apply that own logic to his own shit when people call out dirt sheets and go, bro, you influence fucking sicko weirdos and they parrot your bullshit. And it's bullshit. Why would Undertaker, Triple H, or Shawn Michaels tell anyone anything that's going to fucking hurt them when WWE operates differently than it did a decade or 2 decades or 3 decades or 4 decades ago? To where, they would politic and tell someone to do something stupid, I'm sure. But now that you're in charge of the success and everybody's like a brand, like you're not going to have Netflix film shit for Los Garzas just to not use them effectively in AAA or fucking book them or tell them to do stupid shit or whatever. Like he's just implying that, people won't question their bad ideas. What, compared to what? Like your ideas, Dave? Like who's got better ideas? That's why I sit back and enjoy the show. Like I'll fantasy Mark book my ideas, but like they ultimately know better. What the fuck are we talking about? Dave, and then meanwhile, Dave will say, study and learn me and don't question anything I ever say ever. That's literally his mantra to people. Or you could learn and read. That's what he tells people. The fuck? So Raquel Rodriguez is asked to play Fuck, Marry, Kill with the 3 male Judgment Day members. This is the last one, guys. So let's take a look at this. This is pretty funny.
Now you must make the ultimate choice.
Shout out First Week Beast.
Marry or kill.
On who?
On you three.
Oh.
You're like brothers.
I thought I was asking the question.
I don't want anyone to cry but me.
Oh, shit.
So she took the hot wing instead of answering that question.
I didn't think I was going to eat this many today.
Oh, dude. Did you see the number?
Oh, my God.
Are you okay?
Oh.
What was it?
And then AJ Styles and Punk and AJ Styles, pardon me, they're gay together now. No, AJ Lee and CM Punk were on. They did the verses.
It was a 10.
It was a 10. It was a 10.
It was a 10.
So you've had a 9, a 10, and the bomb.
Dude, you should have just killed me.
Drink some water.
Dom's like, you should have just killed me. Yeah, but how do you answer that? Like, they're your coworkers. It's hard to be like, yeah, I'd fuck this guy. And they're like married and stuff. It's like, I don't know. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was WWE News. Let's go. And that was PWT live show for the evening, ladies and gentlemen. I have a chat here. Paul Carpenter 7844 has been a member for 9 months. Thank you. Guys, thank you for all the support. Round of applause to the PW fucking T universe. Oh boy. Make sure you guys tune in for the Royalist of Rumbles. I'm so fucking amped for it. You guys are goated. I have been Phil Marks. We've been here for a while. Be good to yourselves and each other. Don't get wrapped up in all the sicko shit. Don't get arguing with all these fucking burners. They're all Tones burners. They're all retreating. So don't get wrapped up in all that. Be good people. I love you all. I will see you all Saturday. Actually, I'll see you tomorrow night for Dave Meltzer Dumb Moment of the Week live on YouTube. Don't forget, Dave Meltzer Dumb Moment of the Week, hashtag DMDMW tomorrow night, and then PWT live show returns Saturday night Saturday day for the Saudi Arabian Royal Rumble. Yeah, like I said, be good to yourselves and each other. Drink lots of water. Go outside. Love you guys. Peace.
Every booking is golden, you see. Perfect cards crafted for you and me. You're the best guys, Tony Khan, it's true. Triple cup, best damn booker in the land. 3 red cups stacked up, always in command. Triple cup, living legend of the fight. Just a call away from making it right. Never see a back card, no way. Got the whole roster locked in for the day. A Crimson Tower, modern art. Triple cup. Every booking is golden, you see. Perfect cards crafted for you and me. You're the best guys, Tony Khan, it's true. Triple cup, best damn booker in the land. 3 red cups stacked up, always in command. Triple cup, living legend of the fight. Just a call away from making it right. Never see a back card, no